Listen. Yeah. Yes, God. Oh. Get that out of there. All right. We got a lot to talk about today, honey. So much is going on in the world, and it's not good. There are good things too, of course, because, life isn't just misery and woes. But when I tell you the hot topics have been popping, in particular with a new name I'm choosing to call this person. He was once Puff Daddy, then it was, Brother Dumb Love. Then you had Diddy, P. Diddy, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call him Did It. From now on, Queen, from now on. Welcome to the Rant Report. My name is Matty-Rants. I'm a fool for love. This is true. But no, I'm also kind of funny, sometimes cool, annoying at best, a beautiful heart, a Libra. So if you hate us, there you go. But there it is. However, on this occasion, this is a rant report. This is where we go over hot topics, pop culture, things that are going on right now in your current time frame, place, and being. And we then discuss it. There are things on the agenda today, just so that we know where we're at. Now, do me a favor, because you're in this door. Hit the like button, please. Make sure that you share this video on your social media, like Twitter and maybe Instagram in your stories, or possibly on your Facebook, if you still have Facebook. I don't know if you do Snapchat like that. I don't do Snapchat. I find that for girls that are trying to hook up. And I mean that for all genders, to be honest with you, because if you like, what's your Snap? I'm like, you're trying to send something that can be deleted. Regardless of such, we've got Diddy, we've got Ice Spice and the fake friend, and utilizing certain folks to look a certain way to appeal to, I guess, an audience. But then you get caught up, and now you're talking about Sue, and then it's like, what? And then we're all going, well, didn't this happen with the other girl? Baby something? Yeah, it's getting kind of hot up in here. Mind you, her album didn't do well, so beyond anything, she better pull something together, because that career is about to be blast off short. Then you've got Katy Perry's new album coming out. I'll be real with you. The hype isn't real right now. Katy's got a big audience. And of course, I know Katy from basically Teenage Dream in those days, and Hot and Cold, and Yes and No, and You're In, Then You're Out. I know the songs verbatim. I was a big Katy Perry fan. I still like her. But this recent album has come under fire because she's working with a particular producer that also allegedly but went to court for and was settled. But then there were other issues, if we're just going to talk about it, Dr. Luke and Kesha. And so that has caused a wave of people to be a tad bit upset. And the thing about it is, with the new album coming out, because a lot of the songs that have been released lately as these singles, they have not been doing well at all. And this is not Katy's normal run and routine, because mind you, Mama has like diamond status when it comes to like songs, and albums have sold millions. She is in the echelon of top tier pop queens, to be honest with you. So I don't know if this is going to be a continuing factor, since the last album has been what it is. I didn't like the last album. This all started from Witness, I think, from the Swish Swish. But yeah, that album wasn't good. Yeah. Anywho, we'll get to Katy. We'll talk about current things under fire, discuss the new song she released with Doechii, who also released a new album. Honestly, I hope that doesn't affect Doechii in any way, based off of how the fandoms and standoms go, but we'll get to it. NAOMII Campbell, legendary, and Law Roach, for y'all know him as a stylist to some of our favorite people, but also as a judge on Legendary, and was a guest judge on Drag Race. And honestly, that was one of my favorite episodes, Law. The girls, and I mean by girls, you know what I'm saying? It's not just gender. I just refer that to everybody. The people on the internet, that should be helpful for the people that don't like when I say that, are mad because apparently some shade was thrown at a fashion show with Rihanna showing up. And I guess there was some like hot tea because she didn't say hello to them. And then there was a video release basically quoting one of our favorite people from TikTok who had their basically their brand stolen with very demure, very mindful. And people said that they were trying to throw shade at Rihanna since when she walked in, it almost looked like she was carrying just a sheet that had holes in it, mesh, if you will. And that was the outfit. I don't know. Maybe not, maybe so. There's drama with NAOMII and RIRI, so it shows that there's a little shade and maybe lava some kind of way. Maybe, or maybe we're overthinking this and looking too far ahead. I don't know. We'll get there and we'll talk about that. Also, I just finished episode 1 and 2 of Agatha All Along. We'll talk a little bit about that. I am deciding to do edited reviews for Agatha All Along after these first 2 episodes. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but like, I have good news for the first portion of this. I got good news for you. I think you need to watch it. I'm quite intrigued with the first 2. I'll give you a light breakdown without spoiling too much, but there's definitely a lot on the table with Agatha All Along, and I'm kind of hyped that Disney has pulled it together a little bit because the Marvel Universe has been pew-pew, and that's just the truth. We're also going to talk about the first episode of Chimp Crazy. I hope that Ruby Stitches is in this live chat today because they have super chatted me a few times here and have also brought it up in my page. Matt, come on, we got to talk about that show. I watched the first episode. I am disgusted. I'm going to break it down for you if you want to watch that show. It's on Max. I want to say HBO Max so bad. It's on Max. But I'll talk about the first episode with you. Maybe you'll be interested in seeing the rest of the series. I'm going to finish it because I'm a completionist, but like, I didn't like Tiger King. This one feels even grosser. I mean, it's all gross, okay, with people and exotic animals and having them as pets or children or other. Yeah, I was like, what is going on here? I'm starting to catch a drift of where this is going. But yeah, it's a lot to take in. I don't want to talk about anyone's mental health because who am I, baby? I got a therapist, but like at the same time, something ain't right. We're also gonna have a music chat about new music coming out and other things that are happening. If you want to bring up your own hot topics up into this live chat today, I ask of you to do that because this is what the chat is going to be about. A 90-minute episode. It's like, really? We'll see. Let's get my social medias out the way. Do I watch Survivor? I watched the last season. I have not started this current season. I have so much I have to watch. Like, I'm way behind because Drag Race has consumed my life. So now I'm starting to get back to other shows. Like, I have Interview with the Vampire actually set up to watch. Promise this because like, y'all have been telling me to watch it. And now I'm like, okay, I think I found some time where I can actually like dedicate a day to watching said show. So I'm here for it. For those of you who want to know if I watch Alien Romulus yet, no. Do I want to go see it? Yes. Do I want to have a day where before my birthday? Because I don't want to do it on my birthday, but I do need to I might need to just take an Uber to the movie theater and just buy 3 tickets for 3 different movies and just be there for like 6 hours. Because there's so many movies I haven't seen yet that are in the theaters now. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I think maybe we could make this work, but I don't know. We'll get there, but let's get my social medias out the way and then let's get this show started. It's at MattyRants everywhere except for X, which is at DMatty-Rants. You can find that all in the About section of my YouTube channel, along with Patreon link, because guess what? I do reactions on Patreon for as low as $1 a month. There are other tiers, but that dollar gets you in the door so you can watch over 500 plus videos of some of our favorite shows that we talk about here on YouTube, as well as stuff that is exclusive for Patreon. For example, Sailor Moon Cosmos Part 1, Part 2, did that for Patreon. Check me out over there. Also bookable on Cameo. I have merch available at dragqueenmerch.com. And it is my birthday on Tuesday. I get to finally say that because it sounds better than like a week in like 2 weeks. And then, well, I did that anyways, but whatever. So Tuesday is my birthday. We'll be going live that day for not too long. Maybe like 2 hours or just talk with y'all and like have a good birthday. I know some people are sending presents because I have a gift Amazon wish list that was mentioned. Matt, make the wish list. I'm like, I was so late making it. But you know I have a P.O. box where you can send me anything too. And so that Amazon wish list will get those things to my P.O. box. I will be picking them up and unwrapping those gifts from Amazon. on my birthday. We did this a couple of years ago. That was brought to my attention by somebody that does not like me, but you know, they come by to tell me. And and you know, we're gonna do that again. Whether it's a lot, whether it's not, I just want to spend my birthday with some of my favorite people. All of y'all in general, you're my rant pack, and you've been keeping me literally sane throughout this entirety of my life, if you will, since we started this YouTube channel talking about Drag Race and other awesome shows. So I thank you so much for being here today. As a reminder, because I am going to talk about people, This program's for entertainment purposes only, and content's not intended to malign any religion, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. And all opinions expressed by MattyRants and program participants are still the personal views and do not affect the opinions of every human being on the planet. No hate should be sent to any of the shows or individuals mentioned on the program, so please don't be rude. Grab your libations and strap in, because I'm a talker and you may be here for a while. That's why this is a live and not an edited video where I'm like getting to the point. No, baby, you are also part of the conversation as well. That's not in the text, but you get where I'm going. Please do not post any spoilers in the chat, because why? And if you feel uncomfortable viewing this program, consume some activity and have yourself a good boot. Thank you. As a reminder for what shows I'll be covering in the upcoming month of October, I feel like September 19th. Yeah, we're almost out of September. I will be covering House of Villains. That is going to be on E! Entertainment Network. That will be a show I cover. We'll go over the dates a little bit later once I get a schedule and I can figure out how we're going to do that. That's going to be a new show that we bring to the channel. I did season 1. If you want to check out my reviews for that, check them out. Also, we'll be doing Drag Race UK Season 6. As you know, that premiere is September 26th. That is days after my birthday. So that will be, I believe, is that a Thursday or a Friday? It's a Thursday. 26th, 25th, 26th. I can count. So yes, we will be doing Drag Race UK. I think those will be Friday reviews. That'll be fun to do. So check out my Drag Race UK Season 6 reviews. I have covered every single season of Drag Race UK. So if you want to catch those reviews as well, they're all available on my channel. Shout out to the Vivian, shout out to Taste, shout out to all my babies, Tea and Coffee. I made a lot of good friends through the Drag Race UK franchise, all the queens that are up there, and there's some good people in there. So shout out to my babies. Also, okay, where are we at? We're still on Philippines. That is not wrapping up yet, so we're going to keep that going. We also have Dragula. Season 6 is coming on on day, what? Dragula Season 6 will be here October 1st. That will be a review I do Tuesday evenings. It's a live review, and I'll be doing it with Dooley _ noted. You all know he's one of my panel members, and we've done Dragula for the past 2 years together. And I did it solo, and then Dooley came along. Just like my Jamar days, Dooley's a good one to co-host and shows that we really love it and talk about. So Dragula will be a Tuesday night show. Make sure you tune in to me and Dooley, give our takes on the new season of Monsters coming in. And shout out to production and all the babies are part of the program. I love Dragula. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show. Dragula, Drag Race UK Season 6, House of Villains. We still have Philippines. We are also doing global. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, Drag Race Thailand will be back October 16th. So yes, Drag Race Thailand, October 16th. Shout out to Pan. They were in my live for the Meet the Queens. Go check out that live if you will. I go over the cast list. I saw that one of the girls liked my tweet, and I was like, and it's one that I liked a lot. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, come on, Z. I was like, oh, live for her. But I'm very much excited. We have a lot of content coming. That makes me feel very good because, as you know, at one point I'm like, okay, what's going on? I feel like I'm almost burnt, and it just doesn't feel like the shows are giving what they need to give. Blah, 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 blah. And my audience, a lot of y'all stay, thank you God, but I've also had some people be so nasty to me lately, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's get back to the channel. I told you I'm going to do a lot of edited reviews. There will be certain lives that we do, but a lot of the shows I talked about, you'll notice the ones that are edited down, quick runs that we get through, and then other ones that will be longer conversations, because if there's a lot to talk about, we're going to do that. I've already done the disclaimer. So as a reminder, it is my birthday week. Whoop, whoop. Birthday Tuesday. And I thank everybody that did tip yesterday. It was muy importante for the channel, and it definitely was the saving grace. And I was able to actually catch up on so much. And I'm like, y'all don't even know. I was literally being accused of fast food when I'm like, girl, my fridge is stocked, honey. I don't need to order anything. So what I do need to order is cat litter, but because I got 2 badass kids. But no, thank you for everybody yesterday. That was a godsend. Honestly, I was thanking God last night. I was like, these people came through. We were trying to get things together. Y'all know my car is like out right now. We're trying to get another car at this point in time. And I've been applying for even more jobs, but it's just a lot to take in. So I appreciate y'all. So PayPal.me/MattyRants, cash up MattyRants, Venmo/Rants. Not necessary for your participation and for you to be a Rant Pack member and the love and me to even enjoy your presence. It's not necessary, but however, it's super helpful to this channel. A single father with 2 fur babies. I'm a survivor. What? Ooh, I got a little yodel in there. Yeah. All right. There we go. So listen, thanks for being here today. Are y'all ready to get started? Are y'all ready to get started? Oh, honey. Now, I know we're talking about Diddy today, and that's where we're going to keep it at. So if you need to have a conversation about Jay-Z with me, miss me, because y'all keep going to him to get to B, and you're not talking about everybody else that was in that camp too. Mind you, not saying that you're doing one over the other, but you trying to get to her. I clocked that with some of these think pieces where I'm like, y'all are weird. Also, one at a time, because we got to get him first. They just got him, girl. Like, let's get him down the road to where it's going to be the trickle effect of everybody else. Okay? But like, that's where I'm missing for me when it comes to where we're about to get to. Because I'm like, y'all are missing the point in this. And I also want you to know that there are other people who you are living for right now that may not have been a part of that group, but best believe they on some BS too. That is the part that I think everybody is missing when it comes to the entertainment industry and when it comes to some people that we've been watching and witnessing and doing what they do. You think it's just him? You think it's just the people that were in the pic? Baby, you are missing the plot. You are missing the point. Honey, if you think that there's just one power group that's going on, you should know even with gang-related stuff, there's always going to be somebody else challenge, competing, trying to do this, that, and the other. They know what's up, different sides of the coin in the equation. And to be very real with you and to be very honest with you, with this man's recent arrest and with the stuff that they're talking about that he did, I'm going to say 2 people's names, and I'm going to just do this. Tupac and Biggie. I'm putting my hands up. That's all I'm going to say. Tupac and Biggie. Hands up. Just the names. I ain't putting nothing else out. But now that this has happened, I go, oh, him. You. Like, now that's me. I'm going, oh, okay. So everybody, because mind you, I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 86. And I was very much in that world of Tupac and Biggie at the time. I was a young kid, but like I was listening to that music. I had older brothers and all that kind of stuff, heavy on the rotation with the radio, heavy on the rotation with the CDs that we were getting. I know, what was it? Ready to DIE. I can't say the, YouTube's weird. And then also with Tupac, that was my brother's favorite artist. Now, I'm not alluding to, or doing anything like that. I am saying that there was a rumor back in the day with Diddy and Suge, okay? Like, they were part of this whole situation about how that happened. People were just talking about it. And there was also the rumor that Tupac was still alive and he was living in Africa and all that stuff. Something in my spirit when this man was arrested, I just sat back like, and then you hear about what the charges are. I can't say the charges. I'm not a news program. This is an entertainment program. You can look up these charges. It's everywhere. But I'm hearing this stuff and I'm like, oh, honey, this is about to be like, they found how many toys? Sean, how many toys did they find in your home? I don't trust Sloan Pesky, if I'm going to be real with you, even though I do think some things are like, uh-oh. I think also some of that stuff is pointed a tad bit, but I get it. I said, how many? 700 what? And then the baby oil, and I'm like, I just know your house smelled nasty. There is no, even with all that money, I just know your house was funky as fuck. I know it was. Yeah, I have to, with certain things like that, pesky, I have to do one of these. Like, ooh, but I also have to go, like, I don't know where you're getting this information. It may be from not the light. I'll get a little nervous around that kind of stuff. I'll be like, I don't know about that. But listen, the details of what's going off for these freak offs, this is all, mind you, they've been ready to get this man. I think once the Cassie thing happened, that was it. It was like one and done, and he thought it was over with. But when they got the footage, and it was like, we talked about this, that was the floodgate opening. Once they released that footage of him in the hotel with Cassie, that was it. And we knew all we have to do is wait now until they just get him. That's it. Like, they just got to get him. And they were already planning and plotting to do that, but they did it a day early, if y'all know from the story. And they did it on purpose because there was a tip-off that he was about to do another bounce. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But then you also have to realize that, mind you, this man left his children to get arrested that one time while his house was getting raided, which is insane to me. Then I have to think about the fact that you had people employed that were aware of everything that was going on. And do you hold these people responsible, or do you look at it as he was holding things over those folks and they weren't allowed to do anything about it because that man was threatening them with A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Ask Kid Cudi. Ask Kid Cudi. Ask him about that car. Yeah, we can do this today. Now we can do this because we've proven it. Now we can do it. You are there, girl. Like, that's it for you. That's it for you, brother. That's it. All of the stuff that people were talking about, it was like, oh, y'all just hate on this man. It's coming together. It's over, bitch. And so they're going to have to, everything's going down. He's facing 15 to life on just one charge. And he's got multiple. I need you to start thinking about a lot of things. This is me. And this is how I'm taking this information. Oh, you want to know air risk? Oh my God. Ooh, let's talk. Okay, so listen. Was it that Kid Cudi was dating her, or that he drove her somewhere? I forget what it was. But he allegedly, because we can't prove it, but allegedly he had a device in the man's car and it blew up. And it was after a conversation that had happened because he was with Cassie. And I'm trying to remember. There we go. He was allegedly he was trying to help Cassie out because she confided in him and he knew the situation. Okay. They exchanged numbers, all that kind of stuff was happening. And I'm assuming, and this is the alleged part, a conversation was taking place. He found out about it, right? And then he addressed it. It was what it was. And it was a light threat, if I remember correctly. And then the next thing you know, he's coming outside and his car is like literally on fire. Mind you, you also need to think about Aubrey O'Day from Danny Kane's whole story. Remember how he was giving all those people their masters back? He was holding everybody's shit hostage. Nobody was making money off that stuff. Then all of a sudden when the Cassie thing came out, everybody's getting their masters back. And I'm sure it came with the contract. I'm sure, and that's what she said. And that's why she didn't sign it. So it's like, it comes with stipulations that if you get this, ABC, we didn't know what the DEF is, but now we JKI element over, bitch, let's go down the alpha. She can now go to court and testify. Because what if you getting your masters back is you can't talk on me. You can't do this to me. You can't take me out. When I tell you it is a wrap for her. And I think that's interesting that a lot of people, it was almost like, how do I put this? It's almost like everybody started to do this thing where they're like, soon with him. like it was happening, but there were folks that were a little bit more defiant, and they're like, we just have to pause. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. We have to hold out here, because if we allow him to keep doing this, he will never get got. And then the next thing you know that'll happen is he ends up, let's say passing away, and then what goes down, everything gets released, and it's like, well, it's too late, the man gone. So it's not like those people can actually get justice for what was being done allegedly to them. Okay, so like, that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part about all this to me, is that, let's say something happened to him and then this all dropped. He wouldn't be the person they would have to go after. It would then be brought up about him, but then it would be other people who would still be around that then would receive the brunt of it when he's the main one hosting this. That's crazy. That is crazy. So imagine you being a person in the industry, witnessing this man walk around, do everything that he did. My job used to be kind of attracted to Diddy, but then later on down the line, I was like, this motherfucker is corny and it's getting on my nerves. And something about him wasn't right, and I just didn't understand it. But mind you, I had a story in a straight club one time. I will say allegedly for my own sake and purposes. But I had a story one time about somebody from said alleged person's camp when I was in a straight club with some of my friends. And I was with some baddies. I got some friends, girls. Oh, yeah, they bad. But like, we had allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly because I'm not going to get in trouble for this, but somebody from their camp roll up and ask us, would we be interested in going to a party? Big mansion, it's going to be amazing, blah, 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 all that full bit. They got this, they got that, they got this, this person's going to be there, like telling us like all the celebrities and shit. I'll never forget that. I was younger. I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s, but like, I initially thought as a young kid, like, oh, okay, I would love to do something like that, like go there. But then my friend said, absolutely not. And that was like the first time I ever heard something weird about him. When they were like, no, we good. And then my friend was like, girl, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I was like, what? And then it was the allegedly, this is what he do. I remember hearing about him years ago. This is not new. This is not something that happened like 3 years ago, just starting. No, this has been going on for a while. And so I've heard other like people that I know, if I brought my sister Alex on this motherfucker to dirt. My sister's a baddie. My sister's a bad bitch. Like, what? My sister is beat. So like, she would go to a lot of events, and she go to a lot of like celebrity stuff. She gets invited. She's My sister told me some stories. I could blast some celebrities right fucking now. Right now about some shit that they do. Not even a part of this guy, but like on some other like weird shit. Sure can, because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot, honey. It's a lot. Thank you, Chavo. I mean, I am a baddie. Well, whatever. I'm not gonna say that about myself. That's when the haters come out like, girl, you ain't nobody. No, bitch. I know what this do. Trust me, I do. I know exactly what it do. You may not like me, ho, but I pull. As much as I'm like, no one's asking me for a date. Trust, baby. Like, let's not do that today. I ain't gonna lie to me. Not this mirror. But at the same time, back to what's going on here off my own pain at this moment. He is going away. He going away. He going away. Gone. What is sniffies? I truly do not know what that is. And when I heard about it in some video, I like made it a point not to look it up because I felt like maybe I don't need this information. I was like, maybe I don't need to know what this is. Maybe it would be best if I just let this be. Well, wait, it's not. So is it specifically for the hookups, or is it like the ones that are dating apps and people just do that on there? Is it like just specific for that? Okay, I got the super chat. Give me a second. I need to hear what it is. If he's like Grindr was nothing but unfaithful. What? A dirtier what? Oh, it's hookups only. So this is no, I'm looking for love in all the wrong places. Wow. Biomiss Flores, thank you for the super chat. I'm citing all of Biggie's crew, Lil Kim, Faith, etc., and Mary J. Blige. Well, Kim was a part of I can't say the word, but you know what I'm talking about, because Biggie used to, knock her, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to put Kim in that. I mean, the whole Faith situation and Kim, that was some bull, but like, I'm sorry, I can't, because like, he was rocking her all tea. Like, he was rocking the fuck out of her. So I don't know about all that, friend. Now, I know Mary J. Blige got a masculine spirit. How do I feel about Carisha? She can't speak or spell. She sounds like an idiot. I ain't never heard a bitch sound like she's chewing on cereal when she's talking to folks. It sounds like she got Laffy Taffy sitting in the back of her throat. Girl, you sound ignorant. Also, I know you had something to do with it. Excuse me, not take that back. Allegedly. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say compliant. There ain't no way that you were with that man and you didn't know nothing going on. Ain't no way. Ain't a none. I'm glad JT with that pussy. Back it up. Boom. JT, that separation was that was good for you. Now your album didn't sell. Good, but like, yeah, you very distanced yourself from her. Saucy Santana, if you came between that friendship, we are appreciative of your punk self. We are appreciative of you, punk. Appreciative, BBL punk went appreciative. Because save that girl. Save that girl, please. JT cool people. Yeah, I'm like, back out of that. You don't want to be a part of that girl. I mean, you already got Lil Uzi Vert, weird looking ass, dating him. Bitch, I'm over here like, what is that? Like, every time I see him, I'm like, what is going on here? What is happening? What are you? Got a diamond in your forehead looking what? Like, what? Crystal gems having ass? What are we doing? Boo, I can't. No, but he's got some good songs. Every time I look at him, I'm like, you not funky? I don't know. Like a black Post Malone. Anywho, we shall continue on. I think Post Malone wants to be a black Post Malone, but I'll back that up since he went to, never mind, I'll come back, because he went there, came back, Miley Cyrus, Jesus, juice, black people made me bad, drugs, boom, I'm done. That's not what happened. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Allegedly. Anywho, as a reminder, I'm just talking a lot of stuff today. What am I talking about? I don't know, but this is a program for entertainment purposes only. And you read the rest because you heard the rest, and there you go. Boom. You're roasted. You're roasted. There was something I wanted to read. Stevie J, as fine as he is, I'm like, he was hanging out with him recently too. I'm like, I want to ask Mimi so many questions. Mimi Faust, I want to ask you so many questions. So many. So again, I can't talk about any. Yeah, I have my own taste. Okay, you leave me alone. All right. That man got a body. It's a good one. I am not the person looking for perfect structured faces. I like big noses. I like big eyes. I like big lips. I like certain things. Yeah, I'm good. I wouldn't ask Jocelyn because I wouldn't, yeah, like she's with somebody who is questionable already. She's questionable. Like they talk about madams up in here in the live chat. I'm like, you want to talk about that word, Jocelyn? That energy with Melissa? Oh, please. You can go look that man up. I'm like, I was like, oh, okay, this is a lot. But like I said, the entertainment industry is interesting. Not everybody in there is crazy creeps, of course, but like, it is what it is. Hey, sorry I'm late, but Maddie, did you see where Ian's of the Warner Brothers executive music producer resigned as soon as P. Diddy got arrested? Did you also see that that lady that was working with Diddy was also a part of Britney's camp and also responsible for her getting into her, what's it called? Come on, Matt. Ship. Come on, what's the word? Conservatorship. Bam. I was like, it starts with a C. Did you see that too? Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, not that you're connected to this man and then this. Oh. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let's respect each other in the live chat here. We're having a conversation about, of course, some things that are very strongly opinionated and very much is a lot on the table. We're talking about one person who is under fire right now. Everybody else that is involved, allegedly, possibly, maybe, not even, if you will. That's more of speculative like conversation and very much like, okay, we can think of and we can then say that, but it wouldn't be true until something is brought to the table like this. So that's why I'm like not going to be able to engage fully in all of that and be like, yeah, that's what happened. Because it's like, we wouldn't know until all that gets dropped, because that can be some inflammatory ass shit. Now, yes, J-Lo dated Diddy. Jennifer dated Diddy. That was when she was fully in her I'm from the Bronx era. It was Diddy all along. Dum, dum, dum. Why are people making jokes out of this situation? Furthermore, why are people making flyers for after hours and freak parties based off of this? We are doomed. We are doomed as a species. We have lost the point. I got C. Diggy sending me a flyer for a party in Houston. I didn't go on Twitter because I was like, I know it's not my city, just doing this dumb shit. Atlanta, Dallas, New York, all LA. I'm like, girl, what is going on? No couth, none. No couth, none. None. So, I mean, look at where we're at right now in our election season. We got people making up rumors about Haitians and pets. I'm out. Like, when I tell you, me and Malik be on the phone going, that's it. What are we going to do here? Like, what's happening now? You know what I mean? Like, what are we as a society at this point with how we operate and act? I got people from overseas trying to tell me what's happening in my country and telling me how we should be doing things with the third election, who we should be voting for. And it doesn't have anything really to do with them like that at all. Actually, it don't. We live here, right? Then you got a situation where we have things over in other countries where we need to be upfront. Hi, we're America. We're going to tell you what to do. Bitch, let them people do what they got to do. Unless it's some bullshit. And we got to step in and help everyone separate so we can all be a goddamn one. I don't get it. I don't get it. This world is weird. So when I think about shit like this, and you know how disgusting and depraved and all that kind of stuff that's happening, and you got people making jokes out of it, it is wild. This is just like what happened with R. Kelly. This is just like what happened with R. Kelly. Also, Phase on Love. You walking refrigerator. I know you are not out here telling people to calm the fuck down and y'all are tripping and how come we're getting arrested for being freaks? What did you do then? What'd you do? Looking like a stack of plums. What did you do? What you do then? Because clearly you did some shit for you to open your mouth and say, and now I'm hearing from you. Enjoyed you in the 90s and early 2000s. Wrap that up. Thought I was like, oh, I miss seeing him. Now I'm like, not so much. Built like a Burt trying to talk about what we need to be feeling like. Girl, go on the fuck somewhere. Rude. I can't, and I won't. Girl, the Virgo they're gonna come for my gay self, because baby, I will drag some of these the shit I be hearing from folks with this, I'm intelligent, and I no, you're not. You sound completely stupid. You have no facts, no resources. You're talking about POVs from a YouTube video from some dude who's lost his grip on reality at home in his second floor of his house, that he got money from his daddy, trying to read people and tell folks what to do with their life, girl, when she ain't never had no problems besides finding out where her antidepressant medication was lost at. Give me a break. Give me a break. I be hearing the dumbest shit from folks. They ain't never been through nothing, trying to tell folks how to receive and understand things. And it's like, bitch, you haven't had your humbling experience yet. You have not had your check in reality. I do believe a lot of people are on this earth have not had a reality check. And the ones that did, that just denied it, they're going to keep running over it again. Just like someone with a big mouth that's like, girl, I'm gonna do this. I'm oh, fuck you. All right, girl. Now, when you get tapped, are you still the biggest and the baddest? Or are you going to actually remind yourself that another person can be next to you, stronger than you, faster than you, smarter than you, but doesn't look at you as someone beneath them? But the moment you challenge and you check, that's when you become beneath that person, because you thought. Watch this video today on Twitter of this young lady in school. And she's like, you were laughing at me? You were laughing at me? What the fuck are you laughing at, bitch? And she's like, I wasn't even laughing at you. And the guy next to her was like, we weren't even talking about you. And I'm watching this insecure girl who, I get it, we're in school, we're young, we you know, sensitive. But like, I'm thinking to myself, you don't even know if she was laughing at you. You assume she was laughing at you. Mind you, what if she was laughing? Isn't that crazy? And that girl literally opened her own coffee, like not her coffee. She had herself, the girl who she was coming after. The boy was trying to de-escalate the situation. She's like, do something. The boy's like, I'm not about to hit her. She goes around, grabs the girl's iced coffee and pours it on top of her head. They end up scrapping and getting on the floor. And guess who is the person officially on the ground getting whopped? Old girl, who was like, you staring at me? Now you're on the ground getting mollywopped by the person who you think is your bully, who you are assuming. Prodigy's lawyer, the thing is that it's normally the kids in those fights posting the videos. Elon Musk has opened Twitter up to chaos. He don't think that, I mean, it's business and it's money, so I get it. He want that dollar. I get that. There needs to be age restrictions, and there needs to be filtered in certain things when you have to make the page up. If it ever is found out that you are said such a situation, it has to be removed. I think there should be a divide in between specific things when it comes to Twitter. Yes, you girls in high school, no shade, like see what you see. Like there's certain stuff that's like, yes, we all can look at whatever, but there are moments where I'm realizing there are children on this app trying to have adult conversations and tell people how to operate in, like, do, again, same thing I've been saying, that have never paid a bill, have never gone to a job, have never had anything like that in a situation of responsibility, trying to have these conversations. It's wild to me. There are a lot of points where I have to say some of these teenagers do come with it, where I'm like, okay, bitch, she's giving intelligence. I'm here for it. She's smart. But then there's a lot of them that are just there for the noise and we're playing. And then the moment somebody gets them together, I'm a kid. Oh no, bitch. You calling people out their name, talking about their deceased family. Oh no, baby. You don't get to run back. And that's the problem I have with social media right now, and the way it's just opened up too much. It's a mess. So back to this and back to Diddy. He has a lot of charges. They are not good. I cannot say what they are because of my channel in under the entertainment guise of it and what I'm discussing. If you type in Diddy charges, you are so welcome on YouTube, because baby, when I say every video, boom, 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 everything pops up from all the news sources and everything else like that. It is a lot. One charge alone is 15 years to life. Cameron, I think I am not even focusing on what the worst part of it is and pulling it together as it's all the worst part for me. It's all the worst. You are a celebrity. You are, whether you want it to be or not, supposed to be a role model. A lot of people looked up to you as a businessman, but knew other things that were a little off. It's a wrap for me when it comes to that. Because God, let me get to my point of where if I was a celebrity as big as him, the last thing I would be even going through or even thinking about is, let's get our freak off. My mind would be like, I want to make sure that by the time I'm out this earth, my legacy is set and my children are ready to go. And I'm not leaving imprints of shit everywhere. My mind would never even be going to these places. I wouldn't be that bored. I'm thinking to myself, you got all this money, you're going to do that with it? Okay. Interesting. I've talked about me having my drink spiked before, so that's why I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and go one is over. The whole thing is disgusting. It's all disgusting. Everything he's doing is gross. Everything he's done is gross. So I'm not going to say good luck to him, because no luck is. Good luck to the justice system. Good blessings and love and luck to the victims. And who's next? And that's where we're going to leave that. So there you go, Diddy. Ew. All right, moving on to the next topic. Big-headed little Matthew. All right. Often confused for a cartoon character in a poorly drawn series, Ice Spice is under fire for not being a good friend, but even being more of basically a trash box, if you will. Our favorite scat artist over here wants to tell us that, everybody is a hater and they can't get on my level. Bitch, you can't rap. How about that? But furthermore, with you not being able to rap and put coherent sentences together, you also seem to be a person that uses others as, I guess, flexes of you having friendships or possibly clout. Even though Cleotrapa is not that big of an artist, I find it interesting how Ice was surrounded by a lot of dark-skinned girls. I'm bright as hell, so I'm light-skinned. I'm giving my take on it. But both my parents are Black, unlike this lying little lady over here talking about her dad was from Nigeria, and they found out the man was from Mexico. Anywho. Allegedly. There is something about the aesthetic friend thing that I'm like, that is wild. And a lot of the aesthetic friends don't even refer from a light-skinned friend to having dark-skinned friends. So you're not I can't say that word, but there are certain people who do I have a Black friend. That's an aesthetic friend. That is, I have the one Black person in my group. White people do this. Let's just be real. Not all of white people, because I always say that in some way. You're talking about all of, no, girl. I'm talking about the racist ones. I'm talking about it if it applies to you, but I'm referring to those folks that do that. Okay. Okay. There are girls that do that. Oh, I know. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. They get their little token, brother in there. And then they get to say what they want to say around him, or they're like, you're the point of view. Is this racist if I say that? And that person can't speak because in their group, in the dichotomy that they have, you're not surrounded by other Black voices, so you can't speak on how others are because you are surrounded by that, and that, which is fine, is not the same. And it's not. Hate to tell you, different conversations are going to happen between a Black and a white experience, but moving forward, don't forget the big friend. You got this girl. Like there are folks that do this kind of stuff, and they have certain people that they have around them because it makes them look better, or it makes them come off as a better person or a real one because they still kept people from their crew or their life that they got going forward. But this little round-headed child is decided to basically be one of the worst friends ever by doing what they did to Cleotrapa. Now, imagine that you are a artist who's trying to get your music out there. You're trying to, God damn your forehead, who is trying to do what they're doing here, right? They're trying to make their way in this industry, and it's hard, especially for women in rap. Now, you may say not so much now because of Nicki and I mean, you keep forgetting Kim and MC Lyte and Queen Latifah and the pioneers and all the people that came before them in this current age of now rap, right? But like Nicki is the print right now with Megan, and of course, I feel like a barb gonna hit me like, Megan not there, girl. The girls live for her. Don't do that. You don't, but the girls live for her. Doja, etc. Right? So we look at Ice Spice as sort of like this new generation, but I don't think she's gonna go that far because the girl cannot rap at all. At all. I listened to the entire album front to back. Trash. The rating that she has on what's it called? I forget the rating system. That is definitely somebody, they mess with those numbers. That album was hot garbage. Okay. It didn't do well at all. Flopped, if you will. But she's doing good on tour. She's touring around. She's doing a whole bunch of stuff, all that kind of shit. And so she invites her friend, who is an artist that is trying to get up there in the industry, to tour with her. Girl, you're going to be on a tour bus. We're going to hit these dates. It's a big opportunity for her. Well, throughout the time that they were, I guess, touring, Cleotrapa was seeing some things that were weird, being left alone in certain situations, wasn't a part of conversations that would then exclude her and put her in a position to where basically she felt isolated. And when you're on the road by yourself with nobody that's in your management crew, and your friend is supposed to be picking you back up and making sure you good and you not good, it's crazy. Like, this girl's talking about they weren't even trying to feed her at this point. And she's like, well, that should be on you. And it's like, well, if you feeding the crew, you Ice, and you getting everybody food, why aren't you putting her on? And she's a part of your opening act and coming for you on this tour. It was so weird. I'm thinking to myself, as a friend, I would be making sure my friend is good. I was so blown away by this story. And mind you, she was dropping receipts and all that kind of shit. And Ice Spice's responses in those voice notes or whatever the fuck that was, didn't do her any favors. Didn't do her any favors. So at the end of the day, Mama had to leave. She basically got off the bus, and it was I didn't even know you left. And, I can't believe you did that. Threw her luggage in the hallway. Right. Stuff was being stolen. Nobody was taking responsibility for her. She was basically there by herself. She was there by herself, dealing with all that kind of shit. And that's one of your besties. Mind you, here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. There was another girl that was involved with Ice Spice years ago. I forget her name, but they had a falling out. And then there was this, oh my God, it's crazy. Because she said, and mind you, Cleotrapa apparently came to Ice Spice's defense, against this girl. And she had told her, man, that retweet was crazy when I saw it. She told her, baby Stormy, all right, there we go. And she told her, watch, you going to see, and it's going to happen. Mind you, it's I guess a year later or so. And all that happened to Cleotrapa. And it's I told you she wasn't that girl. I told you she was fake. I told you and I exposed her. Here's my final thoughts on this, because I honestly don't really care about Lil Poopy. Really don't. I don't get it. I did a couple of songs. This boy's a liar, but everything's very ABC 1, 2, 3. I will definitely be one of the light skins out there that's going to go ahead and say, I think she has been pushed forward because she is light skinned and she is somewhat pretty. And she's very, she's selling sex as this sort of young 20-something-year-old, big-headed, light-skinned girl, all tea. I'm saying that. Because I'm like, there's no way. There's just no way you are being held to the echelon and standard that all these other people are not. Like, I'm thinking of Doechie's like recent album. I'm thinking about songs that she just came out with. You know what I'm saying? That Nissan Altima. Are you fucking kidding me? And you're calling Ice Spice a better who called what? Lyricism and flow and storytelling? I think not. Spice, pumpkin, face, like what? Doechie just happens to be very dark skinned, beautiful, melanated, beautiful skin. But it's like, what's going on here? Flo Milli is another one I'm going to bring to the table. I think Flo Milli should be way bigger than she is. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That voice and all the time. Like, I love me some Flo Milli. I was there for the Beef Flo Milli remix. That's where who want beef with me? Like, oh baby, yes. Like, I love me some. I feel like a pussycat doll. I don't love him. I don't trust him. I don't need. Yeah, that like she is it for me. I live for her, and she has all kind. Well, I have family in Alabama, Chavo, so you know that's where it's from. I thought you said you were from the islands, or you family from the islands. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Flo Milli. Boy, you can't compete. I'm too fast on my feet. Oh, I feel like putting it in my ear and just saying the whole song because I love. That's where you said something in the other live about that. Okay. Flo Milli's Tiny Desk is one of my favorites. It's really good. That and Ice, baby. I got that shit on my ass, Flo. Yes, Ice, baby. Oh, yeah, no, I know Flo is from Alabama. I thought you were saying you were from Alabama. That's what I was reading. I am from Alabama. It says I am from Alabama. And I thought in the last live when we were talking, you were talking about being somewhere from like, I may have mixed you up with somebody else that was talking. I got too much on my mind here. My apologies. Back to the topic at hand here. She cannot rap. Oh, no, I was quoting her song. Oh, okay. See, can you put the quotations? Love you, Chavo, but can you put the quotations, please? I need the quotations. I needed to know. I don't think she's going far. I think it'll be somewhat of a Saweetie situation. No shade to Saweetie. She is also not a great rapstress at all. The question about who is my favorite rapstress, I guess. It's kind of hard because I have like a lot that I like. I do like Glorilla for the current generation. I enjoy her masculine energy. Her energy is not that weird, you know, I hate gay men energy. You know, it's more of, you know, I think she has a dope vibe kind of energy. I like me some Glorilla. Yeah, Glow. Stop it on the shell toes. Yeah, Glow. Ah. Yeah, Glow. I guess if I'm thinking of people who I like really grew up listening to that I liked and I'm like there, I guess I'm going to say Kim. Back in the hardcore days, Queen Bitch is still my favorite song from her. I can literally do that song verbatim. Queen Bitch. Oh, kill it up about it. What it means, bitch. Murder scene, bitch. Clean, bitch. Disease-free, bitch. Check it. I write a rhyme, melt in your mouth like M&M's flow with the mafia. Remember them telling when I used to mess with gentlemen. Straight up apostle. Now straight that jostle. Killer for the figure. How you figure? The cheddar would be better. Beretta inside of Beretta. Nobody do it better than I wet you like hurricanes and typhoons. Got buffoons eating my while I watch cartoons. Sleep till noon. Let me tell you something. I do that song verbatim. Kim back in the day was my girl. That was my baby. That was it. Could not touch her. Missy Elliott is one of the greatest of all time. We have failed her in this current. It feels like the new kids don't want her, and I'm like, y'all are missing out on everything with her. I also was a big fan of EVE. That's my bitch. Who's that girl? Na 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 na. Oh, Eve is my girl. And then I did like some Foxy back in the day. I think I was also into. Oh, y'all gonna hate me. Do y'all know who Miss Jade is? Not Miss Jade but Miss Jade. What about my ching ching ching? What about my bling bling bling? What about the money when it in the day? I loved Miss Jade. I did. I was a big fan of hers back in the day. I like had her album and everything. I was bumping the fuck out of it. Who else? I'm trying to think of artists that are no longer like relevant, but still were impactful that I listened to that I kind of like a lot. Because I can always like, no shade to Nicki. Pink Friday 2 wasn't my jam, but I still like Pink Friday, and I still like certain songs in particular that she's done before that. Barbie, you know, there's some songs I really do like from Nicki, and she's an amazing writer when it comes to her craft and stuff. I don't care for the bullshit around her and some of her fans that are rabid dogs. I didn't say all of them. I said some of them that have gone beyond the realms of it's okay. You're doing fine, sweetie. I want to ask for a doctor and some medication for real. But I like her. I just don't like certain things that are happening around. And I also prefer these bitches not being my sons in every goddamn song. It really did like kill it for me. And I was like, girl, can we do something else? Because you are actually really good at writing. And it's like, yes, you are better than everyone. Okay, next, please. That's just me. I'm here for shit talking, but I'm like, you've been doing that for years. You good. You've already beaten them. You've beaten them. I beg of you, you've beaten them. They're not winning. They didn't beat you, girl. You still got the numbers. So like, what are we doing? That's where my mind is at. Here's the thing, Aniki. As much as I like Cardi, and that's my Libra sister, you need a second album for me to continue to defend you. No shade. You're on your third baby. Congratulations to your new child. I want you to offset some time. See what I did there? To continuing your work projects. You literally can live off that first album. No shade. You did that. But like, yes, girls have arguments that they can have because you only drop one album and you're trying to read bitches. And yes, you can talk about the one album that you had. But now when we speak of body of work, it's a CD. It's some features. And I want you to get where you need to go. That's all. Oh, and my last one I'm going to say, and it's going to be, yeah, this is going to be my last one, even though I can't think of other artists, but I have to be real, regardless of how she operates and acts and some of the stuff that she says. I will never deny her talent. I will never deny her talent. Jean Meal, that's not true. And that's my Houston sister. So middle finger to you. Because no one's forcing that down your throat. We like her. She's fun. She definitely is my city to the T when it comes to it. So if you don't like her, miss me with that. I was very respectful for Nicki. I'm going to ask for the same for my girl. I didn't even include her in my list, actually, even though I do like some of the songs from their new album. I actually live for some of the songs from their new album. Moody Girl is my shit. But like, for me, Azalea Banks is the artist that I would put on this list of people who I like live for, that I still listen to and do what I gotta do. Like, real talk. It's so hard because she just be saying some shit and I'm like, girl, I need another album, even though Broke with Expensive Taste took forever. And I get why, but it's like her mixtapes are so good. Fantasy is still me. Fantasy forever. Count Contessa. I'm two kinds of. What is it? I'm two kinds of that. Like, bitch. Like, Count Contessa is that girl. Was it Banded? Mine is Licorice. That's my song. Hey, I'm the licorice. Looking for the licorice stick. Don't care. You can beg whatever. That's our girl. She does well out here. We're good on her. I'm like, I'm here for it. That's my bitch. Like, I could be the right girl. Wanna take your time, though. Make it wish you right. Oh, can I get my life? Yeah. Hey, I'm the licorice man. You know, I'm looking for this. Ah, yes. Like, it is. Oh my God. I love you, Azalea. I just wish. You're to me more. Like that. It was, hold on. Shit, hold on. I'll just bring up the album. Anywho, no, let me stop. Let me stop. I'll go down the Azalea Banks rabbit hole of music that I like from her. But I do like her music. I just have to just not pay attention to her shit. Soda is a really good song too. I do soda da 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 da. Yes. Yep. 1997 was a or is it 1991? I thought it was 1991. 1990 wasn't the song 1991? I think it's 1991. I do know me is you don't can't yeah. A bop. She's a bop. Like as much as she's on that stuff, man, that's a talent right there. That lady's talented. I cannot hate her. It's so hard. I'm like, nah, she said some really crazy shit, but like, there you go. Let's move forward here. I hate seeing Megan get like whopped like that. She's actually like good people. She's done a lot for my city too. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. She's great people. Biomis Flores, thank you for the super chat. Fun fact, Cardi has made enough singles for an EP and almost an album. She is Normani status for me. When it releases, it will be released. I mean, if you want to do this with singles, like high key, Nicki could have made like an entire collection, maybe 8 CDs, like of Michael Jackson history of just features. Like you don't even need to drop another album. You really don't. You really don't need to drop another album. Honey, you could dead ass take every feature you have done and it'd be an entire, I mean, goddamn. And there's no shade with that because Nicki was the one to go to. It was that was the go-to. It's the go-to. It's the go-to. I love Doja Cat too. I'm waiting to see what her next metamorphosis will be though. Because I did like this album, but I sort of was like, oh no. I listened to it. It's good, but I haven't come back to it since. Like, there's some good songs though, but I do like her. I think she's also a great performing artist too. Doja is a great performing artist. It's a good thing you don't really have a say in who has the longevity in the industry then. All right, so let's get off the rap stresses because I'm starting to see some Stan shit and it's getting, I told y'all we weren't doing that today. Katy Perry. I'm not apologizing. Katy Perry. What happened? What okay, was it what happened? I want to know the moment in her career it said stop. I really want to know the moment. I need to know this moment. When did everything just, was it when you had that conversation with Caitlyn Jenner and your house and you were trying to be that girl? You know, like everybody's invited. You had the Man of Seals up in there. Was that the moment we said something ain't right? I mean, we witnessed that. That was boo, Wendy Testerberger boo. Like I'm referring to her as a person to where now we're not buying anything no more. Was it working with the Migos? Like what was it? Like was it she wanted that black gaze? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to figure this out. When she got on American Idol. You know, maybe it was American Idol. I'm not going to pay attention anymore to that. I'm not going to, you trying to fight. So we're not good on that. Moving forward. Delete, lot, get ready. So not fighting with you. Katy, I think American Idol. Yep. I think American Idol. I was a huge fan of hers, actually. I love Katy. Like, The first album, I was like, okay, this is cool, some good singles. It was Teenage Dream that sold it for me. That's the one. That was it. That was the dun dun dun. Okay. That was the dun 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 for that. It really was. I Teenage Dream was everything. Damn near every song. Every single song was good. Every Circle the Drain was a great song. Even Peacock was Foolishness. That was great. Mine was just like the movies, straight like you. She was the pop girly, and she was in the conversation. Mama was selling. Do you remember how long that song Fireworks was like on the, like in the top 10 or at least in the top 3? That song went on forever and ever and ever. I was like, oh my God, please retire this song. That's how I feel about Halo. I hated that was one of Beyonce's most successful moments, and they were just playing this shit out that song. I knew it meant a lot to people because it is an emotional song, but it's like, oh my God, we got to do this. We got to do this one. That means it's the hopeful. Everyone, the Fireworks is when we're celebrating. Baby, there's like that. It's like, no. But I liked her. Witness. Yeah, for me, it was the first 3 albums. Prism was that was really, really good one. But when we got to Witness, honey, and then she had Nicki on that, Swish Swish, and I was like, okay, all right, here we go. And I started listening to the Bon Appetit, but I said, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Tsunami was the best thing out of that album, to all T. But the last ones, that last album, I think another one after, I was like everything sounded the same. Everything sounded similar. It was like everything was trying so hard. I don't know. It felt like she was trying hard. Like, I don't know. And I stopped fucking with Katy, to be honest with you, because the music that kept coming out didn't, like, I will say, Gmail, that I agree with, it didn't really transcend past her Prism days. It didn't go anywhere. And I was like, huh? And then she started getting it kind of like, I want to be, then it was the conversations people were having about her being extremely annoying. That was the other tea that was coming out about her. People were talking about how obnoxious she was and like how very unaware, not self-aware, or reading the room a lot of times and just wanting to be an attention person. I remember that was starting to come out about her a lot. I remember her relationship with Russell Brand was extremely strange. I didn't understand what that was about. It was weird. Yeah, she went blonde, cut her hair. It was like, what's going on? I didn't get her for that. She was trying to be edgy. It felt like it was a try-hard moment. So Katy kind of fell off a little bit, but she's kind of come back. She still honestly had an amazing, amazing time. Yeah, I didn't like Daisies. I just didn't. What was the one song I liked? Malibu something. Harley's in Mountain. Hula hula hula. Take me to your ruler. I water. Like, that song I liked, but it was also stupid. Harley's in Malibu or something, or Hawaii. I forget what the fucking song was called. But we get this new one. And the first song didn't do well. It's a woman's world and you happen over. Oh! I mean, yeah, the lady literally headlined a Super Bowl. You know what I'm talking about? But like, the song was trash. High key. but what comes behind the song, and I guess the album, is people finding out she's working with Dr. Luke, who, if you look up some allegations against him in reference to artists like Kesha and others that have spoken up or other things like that, when people have known about his tea for a while, like they've known, like we were just talking about Diddy, right? Right. Okay. Dr. Luke is in that kind of realm, but not to that extreme effect with the money, but more so inappropriate behavior with artists and this, that, and the other. And also known for possibly allegedly blocking people and, forcing people into contracts and making them not be able to make music because you're not doing what they are doing, what you want them to. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, people are not happy about that. They are mad. They're mad because it's like, you of all people know better. And even when she addressed it, like, okay, did y'all see that interview when they like brought the whole thing up and then she didn't really even like, she just started talking about what she wanted to do and what the songs were about and what the album meant to her. And I'm like, huh? Like, okay, the question was, why did you work with this man when we have this out, all that stuff that came out and everybody knows about that? And then you just went to talking about the album and like what it means to you, what the music and the song. I was gagged. I was like, oh shit, you had a softball. You had a wiffle ball. You had one of those balls with the holes in it. Like, you could have easily laid that up and then honestly said something, had a light apology. I don't know if that was going to make him look bad, which I don't know, girl. But like, she didn't care. That PR training was amazing, though. I have to give props to whoever got her to I mean, moved around it, honey. I was like, this is a lot. The second song I think was I love you for lifetimes. That song's interesting. I got to give that song a little time. That's very for West Hollywood crew. I feel a lot of girls are going to do keys to that. But then we come out with a song with Doechii, who's, again, I just talked about I feel who's an underrated artist. And for her, I know it's a big deal working with someone like Katy, who is literally diamond certified, this, that, and the other. Like, it could be an opportunity to raise awareness with their music. Mind you, Doechii just released an album. So then you're working with Katy, who's releasing an album. You have all these people who may not even look at you or see you as an artist because they're so focused on their queens. And they hear you on a song, they're like, oh my God, let me go listen to her. And that bumps up her stream. So I can see why Doechii wants to work with her. Got it. I hate she worked with that man in the production. However, the song itself also is not doing well right now with I'm His, He's Mine. And people are finding it it's contradicting it's a woman's world. And all of a sudden it's I'm His, He's Mine. And it's a lot. People are confused a tad bit. But I think, if I'm going to be honest with you, and I hate to say this, I do like the song a little bit because that Crystal Waters sample, Gypsy Woman is my favorite song of all time by Crystal Waters. And it's really difficult because sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't hear this because Katy's part is really stupid. How did you open? Coming down the end, talking when you over, thinking what you it's like her part is dumb until we get to your time, and she starts singing. It's like, okay, this gets boppy, and then the hook is actually there, and then Doechii jumps on it and she eats it up. And Crystal Water, that whole sample is just right. So I am conflicted with that song. It's like, I love it. I know who worked on it, so I'm like, ew. But I'm also like, damn, song kind of bops. I'm going to listen to her album when I get it as a reviewer, as somebody that looks at stuff for a rant report, and we'll talk about it next rant report. And that will be again probably next Thursday. I think I'll be doing Wednesday videos for Drag Race Philippines. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen. It's her best music video for the album, in my opinion, so far. Like the Lifetimes one felt like, am I watching an Instagram video? Like what's going on? And then the Woman's Worth one was trying so hard to be camp. It was trying so hard. And you put Trisha Paytas in there with her cosplaying as a trans man having ass. I know people really stand that lady and all that, and she's changed, y'all, but I still remember some bullshit she said that was on the racist side of things as well as on the goading people through some trans. Like, I'm not here for that kind of shit. So it is what it is. But, you know, I like her. I don't like things like, I don't know. It's an interesting way to see someone's career go the route it does. Even me as a YouTuber, when I had like way more views and all that kind of stuff, I can somewhat on a micro scale see and relate to a situation where it's like, how do you change things up? Where do you go from here? What are you going to do a little bit different? Is the same still fine? Is it this, that, and the other, right? But then you make decisions along the way and you work with people who are like, ooh, I don't know. Or you do this with, ooh, this and that and the other. And it's like, I don't know. See, Christian, some people I can separate and there's some people I can't. Does that make sense? And maybe it is on a level of I love them more or have more respect for the artist or whatever, or maybe I find them more relatable so I can let something go because what they're really are doing is not too heavy on my spirit as a person, even though it may affect somebody else. But at the same time, like, I guess that's my Libra in me. The balance is hard. I'd be like, I don't know if I can like still be on here or still rock with that. Or still, there are days where I'm like, I'm not going to listen to her, period. And there are days where I'm like, I can listen to that. It's interesting. Very interesting take. I won't listen to R. Kelly music. I haven't listened to his music since everything happened. I have not listened to a single song, and it's very hard to be in places and hear that man's music. I get grossed out. Christian, to be fair, I actually relate to this. It's really tough because, of course, that man went to court. All that went down. Everything that took place, this history, everything, mess. I do still listen to Michael Jackson music. I do not listen to R. Kelly. I do not listen to Chris Brown anymore. I do not listen to Kanye anymore. Isn't it like something, like that's something, right? That's like, I listen to Azalea Banks. People have literally dropped her because she said something, and she said a lot. You know what I mean? Isn't it crazy? That's weird. That we can, that's why I also can't just sort of be particularly upset at someone who's like, well, I'm still listening to those people. I can't particularly do that because they can bring up artists where, okay, what about you? And what are you listening to? And that person, and who did this and that, and whose movies are you going to go see? I refuse to go see a Mel Gibson movie. I refuse to go see a Mel Gibson movie. Refuse. And you want to know what one movie I still watch from him, and it's only one. I won't watch anything else, and that's not Braveheart. I refuse. Refuse. Because you all remember when he got arrested and all that shit he said. Oh, I ain't let that go. Mm-mm. Same thing with Kevin Spacey. Riley, you ain't lying. You not lying, baby. Like, he the same way for me. I can't look at nothing. Signs is the one. Because that to me is one of M. Night Shyamalan's best movies. I also actually liked that movie a lot and the story behind it. It's so hard to like remove my feelings from that. I have to disassociate. Oh, definitely not What Women Want. It's not a good movie. Not for me. Nor was the Taraji P. Henson version. That one was stupid too. My favorite movie is Jackie Brown by Quentin Tarantino, starring Pam Grier. And my favorite scene is the scene with her and Odell Roby when he tried to take her out because he thought she was going to snitch the feds, and she got him, and basically they're in the dark, and he's rolling up on her trying to pretend to flirt before he thinks he can blast her, and then realizing he hears a click and he goes, "Is that what is that? What do you think it is?" "I think that's a gun pressed up against my dick." "Fool, you thought right. Now take your hands from around my throat." That's right. Oh, you want to talk? You want to talk? Let's talk then, okay? Could you point the gun away from me, Jackie? Bridget Fonda and Robert De Niro are going through the parking lot. Louis, can you find the car, Louis? Where is it? Say another fucking word. Say another fucking word. Say another motherfucker. I'm sure another fucking word. Swear to God. Well, all I was saying was pow, 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 pow. See, I told you I found the car. She's dead. Y'all don't know. I love that movie so much. My parents took me to go see it. They weren't supposed to, but my parents were one of those people who they brought their kids to the movie, but we weren't the ones that were running around being crazy. So FYI, I do understand some folks that bring their kids to R-rated movies. Some are behaved and others is like it's infants. But my parents, they were like, well, we watch that shit at home anyways, and we're people of God, so we pray over this stuff anywho. So that's not going to affect you because at the end of the day, that we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna make sure that's not imprinted on the mind. That's how my parents operated. So I'll never forget it because Jackie Brown came around I think Thanksgiving or Christmas, I think, and it was 1997, and I was at the Tinseltown Cinemark in the Woodlands, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget my experience, man. I'll never forget. I was 11 and I lived for the entire thing. I was like, what is this? And that's how I fell in love with Quentin Tarantino's movies. And I also realized he's a feet guy and he also has an obsession with saying the N-word and even him. And then that's how I found Pulp Fiction. I didn't see Pulp Fiction before Jackie Brown. I saw Jackie Brown and then I saw Pulp Fiction. And I was like, I'm set. Kill Bill was also, it's in my top 10 movies of all time. Volume 2 is underrated. It is a lot of dialogue, but I'm also a dialogue guy. So boom. I saw Terminator when I was like 3. Like the first movie, not the sequel. We saw the sequel in theaters, but the first movie, yeah, like we saw that when we were kids. Child's Play 2 was introduced to me when I was 4. I think it was 4 or 5, and my cousins made me watch it, and it messed me up. But then it became my favorite like horror movie franchise as an adult. So yeah, like I've been watching movies since day one. Bunny, hey baby girl, how you doing, lovey? Hope you're doing well. Miss you. Oh, Bunny, I'm trying to do a drag brunch moment for my birthday. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So if you want to come, like, please let me know. But I told like Jeff and them that I wanted to like for my birthday, I wanted to do like an early Sunday fun day kind of situation. And so I was thinking of like doing drag brunch with Blackberry and then like, or like, I don't know if there's actually there is another place, but I don't know. It'll either be over there or somewhere else, but we're going to do a drag brunch for my birthday. So my birthday is Tuesday, but I'm not going to celebrate my birthday until like that following Sunday, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. Because like I'm not gonna get my YouTube check until my birthday, because you know we YouTubers get paid around the 21st allegedly. Sometimes we don't. 21st is Saturday, so we ain't getting shit. We ain't getting shit for a while. So shout out to my people who are on my YouTubers. You already know that this weekend's gonna suck ass because we ain't getting paid until Monday, Tuesday at the latest. At Bohem or Rebar, I'm either or. I know Rebar is where Blackberry does her brunch shows. Shout out to Rebar. They've really made that place look so good, and I appreciate the staff and their service, and they've always been so kind to me when I've been there. So shout out to Rebar. I appreciate them. And anytime I go there and Blackberry wants to do a Matty-Rants moment, you know, I'm always gone for it. She's like, girl, let me get you on the mic real quick. And done. Don't ask me questions because I'm also the loud one and you know, I'm going to be the one that's interactive. I hate when girls go to drag brunches. It's like, oh my God, I'm not going to say anything. It's like, girl, they're asking you a question. Interact. Don't talk through the show. But when they're like doing the whole, how's everyone feeling? Applause. What you drinking on? Answer the question. Happy early birthday. Mine is the 23rd. I'll be 34 this year. I feel comfortable and attractive. I'll be 38 on the 24th, and I'm fucking sickening. And better yet, I am going into my 38th birthday with some abs. Thank you. My body's coming together. I'm proud of me. Because the last couple of birthdays, I wasn't feeling my jush. So, in physically speaking. So, going into my 38th now, I'm like, bitch, my biceps are bumping, my thighs are hitting, my ass is still fat, never flat. Thank you. And my abs are giving you 8 series, okay? Not a 6 series, but an 8 series, okay? I'm living. So, as much as I have so much shit going on, like financially and like the car being down and me trying to get my algorithm back together so YouTube can at least pay me the extra $300 that they keep taking away from me each and every month, it's this thing where I'm like, bitch, I have control of my body right now. So like, let's focus on that as far as where your mental health is going. And while I do have moments of bursts where I'm like, okay, I do feel a little sad here, I've started the whole, let's just work out. I just got to work out. So yeah, even the other day after the live, like it's like 12 o'clock at night, I couldn't go to sleep. So I just started doing push-ups. I just started doing sit-ups. I was like, let me do some squats. And I got really tired. I was like, okay, now I feel like I can go to bed. I was like, woke up this morning. I was like, yes, queen, it's hitting. I got to work on what I can do for me right now. And the stuff I can't control, I give it to God. And what may be will be, and what will happen. But I know I'm working hard. I know I'm doing my best. And that's where I got to just leave it. I'm doing my best. I may not be doing my best to everybody, but in my power and what I can do mentally and physically right now, I haven't shared everything about my life. And that is really saying I have not shared everything about my life, but there are definitely some shit going on right now. I can do what I can do. So, I appreciate y'all, but yes, the sobriety has been helpful, as well as just my therapist. Like I keep talking about, but my therapist for real. I recommend it. I recommend therapy. Heavy. I recommend it. Saved my life on more than one occasion. To be fair, like even in my early days in YouTube, I didn't get a therapist until I came back to Houston. And I didn't get a therapist initially until, what was that, about, I want to say about a year and a half or 2 years ago. My therapist is virtual, but I have met them in person before too. They do live in Houston, but I did it through a virtual therapy first. BetterHealth.com, shout out to them. But we went to something to do. Okay. So the story is I got appointed a therapist out here in Houston based off of my insurance that I have and what I was going through in my situation. So I went to this therapist, and while they were nice, it was like they weren't listening to me. It was very yes and. So I thought, let me go look up somebody. Let me go find someone. And I went to BetterHelp first. I then had another therapist, Black woman. She was great. Wonderful. I liked her a lot, but then she had to quit. So she recommended somebody to me that lives here in Houston that also works with BetterHelp, but like has their own practice. And so I met this lady, had a conversation with her. She's met my dad. Okay. Like it's that kind of level. And then we worked out something because she just likes me. And we had like this cool conversation. And she said, you know what, Matt, I'm going to help you out. And we're going to do this. And I do pay her, but there are times when I just don't have money. And I'm like, I just need to talk to you. And she does take my calls, and we do have like an hour, and she will give me an hour at least. When I'm like broken, she still comes through for me. So it's like a big deal that she's still in my life right now because I appreciate her. Speaking of which, I need to pay that lady. I am behind a month, but yes, she is amazing. And I just recommend like find your way to somebody. Rich, it was a lot of money, but I was on I had like a coupon for a second, but I was lucky to have found her through the lady I initially found through the website. So that I got lucky. And so, she's good. She's accredited. She's a great individual. Shout out to the people who I've even seen, because she has like an office but I prefer therapy like through here because my car doesn't work. I can't go there all the time, and she's on the opposite side of town, so it's like, bitch. Like I was like, okay, well, I can't. So it's been virtual for like the last couple of months for sure. But when I do see her, she's great. And yeah, she has a birthday present for me. She wants to move away. I'm freaking out. It's like, girl, don't give me nothing, please. You're my therapist, like not my friend. But when I talk to her like how I kind of talk to y'all. And she does watch these videos. She will never speak. She tells me, she's like, I don't ever think that I'm going to talk, but she watches these to bring back to me. Because when y'all see me getting these little spats and shit, and I go off on y'all, I do have to talk about that later, by the way. So don't think I get to walk away from these moments and they're like, Matt thinks he's got me. No, girl, she be grabbing me. She has gathered me on y'all's behalf on many occasions. Trust. So don't do that. And I allow her to do it because she asked, if you don't want me to do this, I won't. We'll just talk in general for you. I said, no, I would like for you to like pay attention to me here because I am also giving a piece of myself here today. And there you go. But she watches some of these and she'll look up videos and she'll ask me, like, do you have one you want me to look at? Or did you get in an argument again? Matt, did your temper come out? Did you react? I was like, oh my God. Yes. But yeah, she's cool. And I appreciate her. But I like it too, Rich, because it kind of pulls me back together. Like I was really thinking too far. I was overthinking or I was way out of line. It really needs to like address me. My mom used to do that. I don't have her no more. So my therapist be working like that for me. Like, let me check you real quick. Because you think you got it. You don't. You have it really, but you're really not there. And then on top of it, if I'm going off on folks, she's always like, well, why would you want to do that? And then she would explain things. So it's crazy. But I like her. I'm never going to recommend her to anybody because I don't want you knowing who my therapist is. But yes. But yeah, I recommend therapy. If you can't get it, my next thing that I would suggest that my therapist has like got me doing is doing positive affirmation videos. Like YouTube has a bunch of them, but you also can like, there's apps for that too. Definitely get you some. Like positive affirmation videos are really great. Get in a nice quiet space, get it nice and cool or warm or however you like it, and just turn off everything and just listen and for a bit and then do the repeat because they ask you to do the repeat thing. In my dark time, yeah, I do that. I do about 30-minute session. I feel so good afterwards. Sometimes you just got to say it out loud. You know what I mean? You just got to say it like out loud, like the stuff that's very like, okay, I can make it through this day. I can do this. All obstacles in front of me will be removed. It's, you know, it is hard to find the right therapist. And I got lucky because therapy can sometimes turn off people, especially if you don't get a good one. You're like, is this everybody? But mine's cool because she doesn't talk to me like I'm some number, patient, money. She talks to me like how we play. She's like auntie, I'm nephew, that kind of bit. So she treats me that way and it makes me feel more comfortable to share my experiences. And then she's able to get a better grip on like where my mind is at because she's like, I see. And that's, you know, good stuff. Okay, let me get off of that. She's gonna be like, Matt, you gave a lot today. Mateo, thank you so much for the Tippy Poo early birthday gift. Check your secret chats. Okay, hold on here. Oh, let's see. Hey, Maddie, I hope the gift I got came to you today. Is it in the P.O. box? Because I'll go check it right after this video. I'll actually make that a part of my walk. I can go check it. It's like a mile away, but it's not that bad because I do like to work out, so I can put that as part of my workout piece. Thank you. I'll go look. Okay, you got confirmation. If y'all sent me anything, please let me know. They do not let me know. They let me know about my home address for my P.O. box. I don't get my notifications, and I get really annoyed with that. Yeah, I'll go check out for this. Thank you, peace. I will save it until Tuesday. I will save it until Tuesday for my birthday. Christian, long story short, after that one episode of Drag Race Philippines, when John told her story, that gave me the courage to tell my story to a friend of mine, and I feel so much better. John did a lot of work. Even though they're not on the season anymore, John honestly did a lot of work. Like that was helpful for me to have the conversation that I've been locking in. My therapist knew about that, but like I've been talking about that with her. But people are hurt, and a lot, like they say, hurt people, and that causes, I think, a whirlpool of disaster sometimes. But Katy, I am going to say good luck for this new album. Don't work with that man again. Let that be the blip, please. You're doing some stuff. You always looking sweaty now. I don't get it. All right. La Roach and Naomi Campbell were called to the carpet because apparently they made some shade. They threw some shade at RIRI, who they both were attending a fashion show together. La and Naomi Campbell were seated while Rihanna stepped into the room, boobies up. What looks like she's wearing possibly a sheet from a bed, but that's the style. That's the idea, right? RIRI basically didn't pay them anything. And people noticed that La and Naomi were looking at her while she was talking to folks. I'm like, I mean, she's a superstar. She should go sit down, whatever, right? The next day, there was a post from these two about people and how they're dressing when they come to certain events and work. It was very much in lines with that TikToker who did the very demure, very mindful bit. And they were saying that, and people are assuming or believing that it's shade thrown at Rihanna. La came out and said that it's not, and y'all are reading too much into this, but people don't believe them. So I say, what say you? Because there's a thread of tea about Naomi and RIRI not liking or seeing it for each other. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm like, oh, I didn't know this. I was like, all right. Interesting. Shref, how you doing, babes? Have you been watching the challenge season 40? If so, what do you think? Laurel, what the hell is wrong with you? I have never seen a more angrier lesbian in my, bisexual pan. What, is she just a lesbian? That woman is mad. So far, I'm loving the drama. The last episode of Laurel and Cara was intense. Go Tina Go is what I'm going to say for the current season, Ashraf. I love Tina, but also I don't know if I'm enjoying the show as much as I want to. I'll be real with you. Oh, she's bi. Okay, thank you. Because I was like, wait, was she a lesbian? I've only seen her with mostly women. Something about her. Something about this season has been irking me a tad bit, and I've been enjoying bits and pieces, but I haven't been wanting to talk about it because it's like, I don't know. Something about the way the challenge is going, I feel it's a tad bit stale, but I'm also like, bring on more of it. But it just feels like no rookies will ever win. When they do, it's shocking. It's like shocking. It's always the same people. They got to be in this. They have to be like in the system for 5 years before they can get a promotion to then win a challenge. It's like that kind of level, right? So the thing about it is, I like Kylan too. Kylan is fine. Oh my God. The thing about it with the whole Cara, Marie, and Laurel thing is, of course, there's like a lot of history that goes into that, and that's very not on topic with this. I mean, we talked about this real quick, but if I'm going to be real with you, Laurel doesn't need to be on the show anymore. Cara Maria does antagonize a lot. Like, if you don't think that Cara Maria can antagonize somebody, you're crazy. You can go through other seasons. She very much antagonizes folks, and she likes to poke and prod and then be like, I didn't do anything. She does do that. However, Laurel goes to the depths of hell to like get at somebody. And it's ridiculous to me where she goes. And I also think that the producer is they edited out so much. No, you should have kept a lot of that in. It's about time. You need to go ahead and you saved Aaron and what's his name, those people that messed around with Tanya, who allegedly that happened with the toothbrush, but you literally saved those people. Didn't bring them back, but you saved them. I'm not going to forget about the one girl that said those racist comments. That was what was her name? Camilla? I don't know. The show has had a history of saving people from looking bad and not giving the full story, but then we just hear a bunch of things about them. And to me, Evan and Kenny, thank you, Mateo. So like, I'm always conflicted watching the show. I am sometimes, because I'm like, I know we're not seeing the full story here. And then that one All Stars, where it was like they dead ass gave away that they totally fucked it over for somebody. I was like, I was like, yeah, I've been like watching, but sort of just to the side. But yes. If you haven't seen Chimp Crazy, okay. This woman's hair is a fool. And I'm going to just tell you that right now. It's a fool. This show is madness. Madness. I'm on the first, I finished the first episode. There's 4 episodes right now, but I finished the first episode. I got 3 more to go. If you're on my Patreon, I'll be starting on episode 2 going forward here, but I'm going to break it down for you so far with what this does. I am disturbed from the things I have seen. Madness, 10. No, I'll say 8, because it wasn't like some weird Terrifier movie, like glorifying that kind of gory stuff sort of situation. It's more so the privilege that some people have is wild to me. No pun intended with the wild part. And not to shade a certain group of people here, the white women in this show have got me looking like, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? The people involved in surrounding this are disgusting. I didn't know that Alan Cummings was even more of an awesome person than he is. I had no idea. So check, y'all are gonna gag when you hear some of this shit. So this lady here, hold on, let me get my notes up, because I was taking notes, baby, while I was watching. I was like, let me get my notes up, because hail to the no. Okay, here we go. All right, this is come on, man, I'm trying to get this lady's name correct. I just wrote down her name is the lady with the ugly wigs. I also wrote, if that's her hair, ha ha ha. Tanya with the fucked up hair. All right. So Tanya loves animals, but she's really into, like, you know, chimpanzees, apes, monkeys, that sort of situation, right? So much so that she's even like verified that she loves them. They're her children. They're her babies. In love. In love. Let's just start there. Okay. All right. He deserved to have his nose ripped the fuck off. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that now. Let me get back to him. But because he's also a weirdo. I want to get a picture up that I can really just break this down on. So who remembers Tiger King? Remember how they were like the exotic animal zoos? They were making money off of them. They weren't taking care of them, this, that, and the other. Okay, let's take that and put it right here. Okay? So these people are actually, and I'm still blown away by this. They are housing chimpanzees and monkeys in these very small confines, in cages, like they're at a zoo, but not zoo with enclosures to run around in, but like the cages they would be in at night, not the ones where they're out for the public to see. And some of these chimpanzees are actually in there for all day long, all week, all month, all year. Never leave the cages ever, 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 ever. The ones that are being used are the ones that are being used for these chimp parties. And the chimp parties, and this is like the craze that was happening in the 90s and stuff like that, but this also applies to like petting zoos where people go and pet tigers. That's disgusting because they're sedated, and that is not okay. It's not okay. The monkeys are not sedated. They're not sedated. So, they're, again, they have DNA close to ours, very intelligent creatures, right? So they're doing what they've been trained to do, which is love and give hugs and do this, that, and the other. But there is a clip in the first episode when one of the chimpanzees grabs an infant's leg. Whoop! Luckily, the mother kept the baby and they were able to do a quick separation. But like, we see a clip where we almost watched a child literally lose a leg. Like, it is wild, yo. It's wild. It's wild. And these people are taking monkeys from Africa as babies from their homes. I'm not bullshitting you. It is madness listening to these people talk about that and make it and normalizing it. Oh, Purple Eater, I have a feeling from the moment that man said, I feel there is an actual attraction, and they stop that point and we get to the beginning of the story, I am nervous for what I'm about to see. I'm very nervous. This woman breastfed a monkey. I'm not lying. There was a chimpanzee that was premature, and this woman had a daughter that was born around the same time, and she's trying to keep her child alive and do this, that, and the other. This lady nursed a chimpanzee at infancy with her breast milk. Held the monkey here and the other. I'm not lying. Someone talk about it. Talk about it. I was gagged. Her name is Connie, by the way. Okay, so listen, this you're all gonna lose it when I tell you more about this. And how Alan Cumming, the host of Traitors, Nightcrawler, if you will, is involved in this story. It is wild. So who remembers the movie Babe the Pig? And who remembers the movie Dunstan Checks In? And who remembers the movie, George of the Jungle with the chimpanzee and all that kind of stuff there, and all in these other movies? Okay, so the chimpanzees that are in those movies, they're in this story. I was gagged. I grew up watching those shows, and I'm like, these are the monkeys. No way. Like, I was freaking out when I was watching. I was like, oh my God, I know these things. Had no idea they were being held in these conditions. Had no idea. No clue. So this woman named Connie was buying these monkeys. She apparently had, I think, 40-something chimpanzees at one point. 40 at one point in time. In just mini cages being held in there. The ones that were sociable, because the babies were allowed in the house. That's how they socialize with humans. But there's a point in time when the monkeys are no longer able to be domesticated. And so it's at 5 years old. It's insane to watch this story. It's insane. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. So what happens at 5, the monkeys become more aggressive. They become a little bit more feral, this, that, and the other. Okay, check this out. They would give them to Connie. They would sell them to Connie because they would people, people go, I went to Africa and brought home a monkey, or I bought it from some dealer. And the monkey was a baby and it was so cute. And it got older and it got aggressive. And we can't take care of this anymore. And we don't want it anymore. So instead of you still taking care of this animal that can live a very, very, very long time, you give it to this lady. And then she uses it for her own stuff and all that kind of stuff right here, right? It's creepy. Tanya's involved with this fuck ass wig because Tanya is just like Connie. Okay, now trigger warning: this man's face is a bit fucked up looking here. It's not dismemberment or anything like that because you can see his nose. I mean, he looks like a supporter of a particular candidate for running for presidency right now, and I'm not Kamala Harris. But listen. Not the Harris Waltz trade, honey, but listen. Yeah, Tanya's the one with the fuck ass wig. Connie, let me show y'all Connie. I'm like, did I get Connie's picture? This Connie right here. That's Connie, okay? And Connie is like sort of the beginning of all of this till we get to Tanya. And this is the first episode. So Connie's the one that's running this like chimpanzee place, and she's doing these chimp parties. She has these exotic chimpanzees because she loves them so much. And then Tanya gets involved because she has the same sort of obsession as her and also does work there. But when there is a lawsuit from PETA that happens later, Tanya trying to save Connie, I kid you not, takes over all of the work that's supposed to be done. This is Connie. This is the lady. I think this is the lady that breastfed. This is the lady that breastfed. I think this is the same woman. There's a woman they're going to show you, and I think Connie is the same lady. Oh, God, it's gross. It's gross. Okay, so this man, I think this is Connie's son. What happened is that they were at a chimp. It wasn't at the chimp party, but it was apparently an aggressive monkey that was older that had been locked in a cage all day. He goes in there to grab something or clean something, and the monkey straight up bites his nose, rips it off, and then takes it into the cage. And Connie had to go in the cage. Had to go in the cage and go get the nose. That is still his nose that was ripped off and that got replaced on. Like, and then I kid you not, in the same scene that you see this man's face after explaining that shit, do you know he basically like opened his mouth and the monkey did mouth to mouth like that? And they were like, oh, I kid you not. I kid you not. Like dead ass. They can be kind of, a little bit strong and all that, but it's okay. The monkeys they know what's going on here. Look, here he comes over here. The monkey low key like sucked on his like chest first, thinking it was like a breast, because that's how you know that they were breastfeeding him. That's why I was gagged. I was like, how is nobody catching this? The monkey, when he came up to him, immediately went to the titty, and I said, oh my God, that monkey was breastfed by that lady. Just like the story I was talking about. And they were breathing air into each other, but their mouths were both open. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Florida. Let's place our Florida, boo-boo. Florida. Thank you, Biomiss, for the super chat. Florida. Alex said Law is Jerry the Mouse with the bust out. Thank you for the super chat. Crash, you really helped me get out of a serious dark place several times. I brought you up to my therapist. You're a very important part of my life. Oh, thank you, Crash. I'm sorry I didn't read this earlier. I appreciate you, baby. Thank you so much. Thank you. Piece of Mateo, for some reason, the Funkos can't be bought. I don't know why. Oh, they're probably out of stock. I don't know. But thank you, Piece of Mateo. I'll be excited for whatever we go. Yeah, it's Florida. Okay, where am I at with this story? Okay, what were the monkeys being fed before Alan Cumming got involved and all that kind of stuff? McDonald's, Powerade, cupcakes, chips. I'm not exaggerating. I literally watched this lady give a God-blessed chimpanzee a full-blown cupcake with icing and everything on it. Not made for animals, dead ass bought from the grocery store. Insanity. Alcohol. It was like, I was like, this is insane. Insane. That lady had 20 Happy Meal boxes. 20 of them. I was like, this is weird, bro. To see a monkey drink the Powerade, I hated it. I hated it in Purple Eater. I got so mad. Because I like freak out if my cats even like get close to a chip that got dropped on the floor from me like chewing on it. You will not touch that shit. You're not going to do it. No, it's for real Happy Meals. Like this is one scene. I wish I got the screenshot of it, but this is one scene. It's like a pile of Happy Meals. The red little thing with the arches. Yes, baby. Just sitting right on top of each other. Eating burgers and shit. Literally all that sugar, all that processed stuff going into the monkeys. And mind you, the monkeys, some of them aren't living long lives. And it's interesting that the monkey that bit off the man's nose, like died a couple of months later. And they said due to like illness. I was like, really? So Alan we'll get to the fruits in a second. They tried it though. All right, Seven Deadly Sins. I see you. So Alan Cumming did a movie with one of the monkeys, and the monkey was younger, and like they formed a bond on set. And so Alan was like so enamored with the monkey because of how sweet he was that he was like, I got to know where the monkey is at because I want to see him, because they developed a bond during the movie. They're filming for months, right? So Alan Cumming gets to the property. and sees how they're being kept. It is like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, he can see the shit everywhere, because there's shit everywhere. Everywhere. Shit everywhere. All the food that they've been eating and stuff, the conditions, the dark rooms some of them are being held in that aren't ever looked at or like nothing given. Oh yeah, he saw all of that. So then he gets, PETA gets involved, like, hey, you work with these monkeys, how was the experience? He then like talks to them about what he saw, and then PETA starts working with him, and he brings light to the situation, right? Then there's this other woman who has a love for chimpanzees, but she saw the chimp parties as being like animal that were, I can't use the word on YouTube, but the utility, right? PETA gives her glasses with a camera in it, and she walks through the entire property so they can see the conditions and get the evidence that they need, so PETA can step in and do the lawsuit that's necessary to save the chimpanzees and the monkeys that are there, right? So she gets all that footage. She felt like she was betraying like the people, but she's like, nah, I gotta save these animals, right? Tanya's like, these are our babies. These are our kids. Are they trying to take our kids away from us? This is our family. I will do anything to protect them. Because Connie wasn't doing shit. Connie wasn't doing shit about the situation. Connie was like, I can't do anything. It's too much. She's a lot older than Tanya is, right? But Tanya's like, I'll take all of the brunt. What are they asking us? Apparently, PETA wrote a 365 pages of what they need to do, of what was wrong, of all the conditions that were going to be made. So then you see like footage of Tanya like sweeping up and like, I'm cleaning. And then she's like, I got fruits and veggies and shit, right? Meanwhile, I see her give the fruits and veggies. They cue the camera over to the Happy Meal boxes. It's a gag. Who watched it? You know what I'm talking about, right? When she's like, I'm feeding them fruits and veggies now. Look, they're all healthy proportions. It's like little snack meals for kids and shit. And then you see the Happy Meal boxes in the back. And it's like, so which is it? Like, what are you doing? What's happening here? The thing is that she was making the changes and she wasn't reporting the changes that were being made. And it still wasn't all of the ones that are necessary that were needed in order to keep the animals, right? So the lady says she spent $500,000 doing everything that they asked her to do. PETA says that's a lie. You never reported anything. You never said anything about the situation. You never gave any documentation and or proof. So they had enough to get the monkeys. They had enough to get them out of there. The court ruled in their favor, and Tanya wasn't allowed to be there within 2 miles of the property. Connie was there when it happened, but like Tanya wasn't allowed to be within 2 miles. Now, this is like 2021. Purple Eater, am I right? This is like 2021. Like they've been doing this to the monkeys since like the 80s and 90s and shit like that, right? But like they're getting them now with them recently. And then there was actually a recent thing that happened where a chimpanzee got loose. And it was one of the monkeys had escaped. Okay. And it was all over the news. And that was one of the monkeys. Like you can even look up the video footage of like a chimpanzee has escaped from such and such and such. And is causing terror on the roads. That was there. That was recent. Like that was like 4 years ago. So they get the monkeys out. Y'all, this is where I'm left off at, which is why I'm like, I got to go finish the series. I got to finish the series so I can talk about it. Right. There's 7 chimpanzees left. There's 7 of them they got to take out because it's no longer 40. It's only 7 of them there. All the other stuff is going to be moved, this, that, and the other. They're shutting them down. They're getting 7 chimpanzees. They're going to take them to a retreat, a conservative, you know what I mean? Like conservator? No, that's not it. That's not the word. Sanctuary. Boom. There we go. I'm like, sanctuary. Taking them to a chimpanzee sanctuary, right? They got 6 of them. They got 6. There is a missing chimpanzee. That is the end of the first episode. A conservatory is appropriate too. Thank you, Crash. But like that, I said, I was right. The conservatory. Okay, cool. I was thinking sanctuary because it's like they kind of went through shit. I was like, put the babies in the sanctuary on it, but like Crash, I don't know yet. I haven't seen. Do not spoil this for me. I still need to see the rest of the episodes, but that's how the first episode ends. It shows all the shit that was going down in the beginnings of it and all the like gross stuff, right? The gross stuff. But like there is one chimpanzee missing. And I think that's going into episode 2. So if you want me to talk about this series, like if you want me to talk about this series again and we do it episode by episode and it not be part of a rant report, please let me know in the comment section after this or even in the live chat right now because bitch, I'm invested. Shout out to Ruby Stitches for telling me to watch this. I'm invested. I'm like, this is madness. But it's also interesting to see what people, how, I don't want to say mentally gone, but there are people living in completely different realities than us that walk the earth the same way we do. And their realities may not be on a financial level of difference, but on a total scale of visual, seeing things for what is right and what is wrong, what is okay to do, what is not okay to do, morality. And that is what I'm taking from this. Like, this is scary that these people exist and that they think what they're doing is okay. You took a fucking baby chimpanzee from Africa and paid $65,000 for it, took it from its mother, had hunters go out there and take out and grab the babies. I'm not playing with y'all. Like madness. Would then get the other monkeys and sell them to people. Like it's gross. And the way they were describing it, like, oh, but it's they're exotic animals. They are wild animals, baby. They're wild animals. But that's the thing, Milad, is that they're humans. They should have morality. Those animals don't know anything different. They don't know the difference. There is no moral values. And I see it that way with these people. This is disgusting. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but it's so wild. And when you hear words, I need you to pay attention to the wording that they do with this show. It's on Max for those of you who are looking for it. The wording they would use is that of someone who wants control and possession and doesn't need something to talk back the way, you know, how we do and have a sort of like you say, morality or an opinion or can speak up for themselves. It is disgusting to hear some of the wording they're using and like what they do for us. And, you know, can they see how we are? It is the first episode alone, bitch. I was like, this is a lot to take in. So yeah, Chimp Crazy, it's on Max. I would highly suggest you go into this, get your piece together. You may want a tissue or two because it is sad to see the chimpanzees and the conditions that they are in. I'm noticing a particular set of people are the only ones we're talking to that are doing this. And, you know, it's crazy because I was like, you know, they had slaves back in the day that weren't just there to work on fields and in the houses. They had them for their own personal entertainment purposes when they were looking at Black people as animals. And I'm thinking to myself, when I heard that woman go, well, they're so close to us in genes, I was like, what is this obsession of wanting something like that to have animals that don't belong, not only where you're from, but like you have taken them from their environment and said, I want you and you're going to have a better life here because I'm going to take care of you. But them being in the wild alone and just living as what they are, wild animals, isn't enough. Something about this, in no shade, I haven't seen not one, I ain't seen nobody of color, not a single soul yet over here I got all these monkeys. I haven't gotten to the other episodes yet, but so far it's them. And I'm not saying this is only white people, so that's bullshit, because I already know, You all know, you've seen the people who have got their pet tigers, and you know, Mike Tyson is, we can pull him into this conversation too about his exotic stuff. It's not just them, but in this particular series, I'm like, yeah, this is starting to look a little crazy. This is starting to get a little weird. Let animals be animals. Stop deforestation. Save our oceans. It's getting hotter every year. Please. I think it's crazy to have an exotic animal in your house, let alone, well, shit, if it's in an apartment, you've lost your fucking mind. But like, what? Yeah, because when you take African American studies in college, you learn a lot about slavery. And you learn the worst things about it. Like when you're in high school, it's like very like base level, like that's so bad. Honey, my professor brought out tools. His name was Dr. Cox, Arizona State University. That man brought out tools. I sobbed many times in that class. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. Like, whew, girl. The shit they would put around our necks that had hooks on it. So if you fall or if you leaned over, you get like, oh my God. Like, he was telling us the different whips and the reason why certain ones were created that people like have is like, oh, this is like a part of history. Well, it was a slave whip and it was used for particular reasons. There's whips that they had that had balls of like these little small like razors on the ends of it and knives and blades that they would use. So they would cause deep scarring. Yeah. Yep. They were basically take a lot of the medieval torture. Yeah. Like Megan, that you're talking about, a lot of those devices were the inspiration for a lot of the things that were used to pacify slaves back in the day. Yeah. If you ever get the opportunity if you're like going to college now and you get an opportunity to take African-American studies, shout out to all the white people in my class. There were some people who were like, I feel like you're making this about us being bad. And he's like, no, I'm trying to teach you history. It's not about you being bad. It's about the history of America and what happened out here. It's not about you unless you make it about you. Because there were some white folks that hated that class that like was like, fuck, I'm leaving. And there were some that were there that were like, we just want to know. They were eating, yeah, like purple eating, yeah, like that part. That is a true thing. They were babies, women, yes, honey, because they weren't looking at us as humans a long time ago. And even now, you hear rhetoric and things being said that are very much still instilled in that hatred and that ignorance that's now being brought into shit like DEI. That's just another trickle effect from another word to another word to another slur to another this that goes all the way back there. And people don't really realize that. And it's very interesting. I'll continue. His nose. But yeah, I would suggest taking the class. It was deep. I got an A, by the way, but he was a great professor. And, you know, I also met one of my best friends in life from that class too. So we used to leave the class and it was like a group of us. And we would just be talking about everything. Like, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? That happened? Oh, the book. I forget the name of the book he told us to read, but like, it was sad. It was sick. It was sick and it was sad, honey. But Chimp Crazy on Max. I'm going to give it a Matty recommendation, but I'm going to ask that I warn you, if seeing animals in terrible conditions and people who are disgusting is too much for you, you may need to back out of this one. Because I don't want you to feel like ick afterwards. Because I felt icky after the first episode, I'm not gonna lie. All right, last topic of the day here, because I kind of covered even the music stuff and other pop culture things that are going on right now. I was in an out-of-state college, Cameron. Yeah, I did go to college in Texas, in Houston in particular, but I started at Arizona State, is where I was at. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Become a part of this Rant Pack family. I appreciate you so much for being here today and for tuning in. My apologies. My apartment got extremely hot. We are currently under a heat advisory right now, and my AC has been running a little warm lately, and it takes forever to cool down. So I got to get maintenance out here to come and fix that because, again, this is the same issue I had before. Now we're going to get into Agatha All Along. Farnsworth, don't let people know that they're never going to believe you. That's not true. Oh, yeah? Because they still have pictures of that are actual proof they used to do that to us. That was the reason why we were so mad with the Boulay brothers in the Draglet episode when Coco had her elimination. That's why we were pissed. That's why a lot of people were upset. A lot of people were upset because it was a call back to those times. And that was why people were calling under fire for them. And it was really interesting because around that same time, remember when Meatball kind of exposed that bullshit they were talking about? Well, she's the for color, the for hire, I was like, oh yeah. Anywho, with the isn't one of their parents white? I was like, oh, allegedly this happened. But moving forward, did y'all not know that story? Me and Dooley, I need you to go back into some videos of Dragula with me and Dooley and like clock it. There was a situation. Meatball, allegedly, there was a moment where they were like in a meeting, and this also has to do with like that whole situation that went down when they were like saying hate for, the black people because she was defending them, and it was like this whole thing. And then Meatball was like, let me tell you about this one story about when we were in, there was like this meeting they were having, and they were talking about like representation, this, that, and the other. And like something that was said that was to the effect of, well, hold on, aren't they mixed or isn't one of their parents white? It's like, what? And then the whole thing that went down when the conversation was happening, I think between, it was like, I don't know if Coco was involved in this, but it was a couple of I think Coco was involved in this, but like, they guess they were in Kendra, and they were having those issues with the group chat, right? And they had the group chat where they were talking about some of the issues with like, they feel like racism and they feel like this and that and the other, or the black people on the show, or da. And then Saint gave them, the Boulets, that information, like, hey, this is what we're talking about, and blah, blah. Like, what? If you're a listener on Sloppy Pod, Meatball has discussed the story on there as well. It's the reason why she's never returned. That part. And Meatball's cool. I like Meatball. But like, baby, I'm saying all allegedly. All allegedly. But that's the stories that the girls were saying. I just finished Agatha All Along as far as the first 2 episodes. Am I going to recommend this? Oh, hell yes. The first 2 episodes, very smart of you, Disney, to do that, because if you left it on episode 1, I would have been, not to say blue balls, but blue balls indeed. Because that first episode is the setup for what is now going to be the tone of where we're going in the story with Agatha, who, if you all remember, Wanda left in a perpetual state of thinking that she was somebody else and put her in that neighborhood, like almost to like punish her, right? And so she was there for 3 years. I love how they did that because they found Wanda's body. I don't think they're like, well, Wanda's dead. And I'm like, well, is that Wanda, or is that a different reality's Wanda? Because Wanda's not actually, I don't think Wanda's gone. I think that was one of the versions of Wanda that they found that was out. That's why I was like, huh? Because they show it in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling that. But it's like, something about that part is sitting with me where I'm like, they're going to have to explain that to me. It has to be the different reality, because I was looking at the clothes. I'm like, aren't those the clothes from the other one? Not the original one? I was like, wait, that blew me up a little bit. But she's been stuck in that same, world that she's been in, that neighborhood. And so she gets released from it by Aubrey Plaza's character, who is a villain in this story. And everyone hates Agatha because Agatha, again, some of these witches have been alive for like centuries, right? And Agatha's reputation's not good. Everybody fucking hates her ass because she's a bitch. But Agatha has lost her powers because Wanda took them, remember? And so she has to go back down to the Witches' Road, and she has to go through what is considered to be the worst place possible where no one survives and very few come back to get her powers back because she no longer has the Darkhold powers. So she then gets support through a coven because a coven is necessary in order to do this by going to different witches to do so. Some witches who are no longer a part of the main vibe or scene because, you know, they don't want to be a part of the negative aspect of witchery anymore. Patti LuPone's character, everything. I love her so much. I love her so much. I love her so much. She is one of my favorite characters on the show. She ate that second episode. I was like, yes, Patty's in this. We are set. Love Aubrey's character too. She does a really good job. But our potions witch over here, I was like, oh, that's not the same girl that was on Saturday Night Live, was it? I forget her name, but Mama is great too. Love her down. She's good too. Also, it was supposed to be, hold on now. It's because it's earth, water, fire, air, like the elements are necessary for them to get there. I'm still getting into her character, but she seems cool. Her mother is a witch, and apparently she was lost in the on the Witch's Road. So it's like, oh, so now she's down there, and she's not. I don't think she's aware that her mom is lost down there. I don't think Agatha has explained that to her yet. So it's kind of interesting to hear. But I got to tell you, do you know how much I love this lady? I don't even have her name, which is so sad because I only know her as Kitty Foreman. I watched the entirety of the 90s show on Netflix recently. I'm waiting for the new episodes to come because I love Red and Kitty. They're the best things about that show. She's from that 70s show, that 90s show now, but she is apparently the Earth Witch, which I don't think she's aware of her powers yet. Deborah Jo Rupp. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bunny. I was like, whoa, everybody. Thank you, Bunny. But like, I wonder if she's going to have like a blast of power and she's just in a perpetual state of not knowing what's going on either. Like how Agatha was underneath the spell and all that. I'm wondering if her character is going to come out, or if she's one of those witches that is a witch but doesn't have powers. You know, I'm interested because she's supposed to be the Earth Witch and she's good at planting and she's a green thumb. And that's how like we see her. I wonder, I wonder. Now, this boy here, because he's the only dude, and he's gay, by the way, just so we're clear. It's a little feminine in there. Okay, it's a good time. I'm here for his character. We see the Nicholas Stitch moment in the series. You'll see Nicholas Stitch's name, and you're like, oh, when you're in Agatha's house, right? And then the boy shows up, and I want to think that's Wanda's son. I don't think that's Wanda's child. When he tries to say his name, scripture is written. It's like, what? And when he tries to explain who he is, anyone that's listening to him, the sound will go out for when he's speaking. Everything else is still sound, but when he goes out, it's almost like he's muffled. I'm going to give my friend Chris some credit here on Twitter. He thinks that he's possibly Reed Richards and Sue Storm's son. And I'm like, because he said something on the lines of, it was something he said in particular that read as something Sue would have said about shield, about particularly creating something with a shield and doing something else like that. And I was like, and I'm looking at him, and then I went and looked up the character that he was talking about, and I was like, no, we don't know yet, Christian, if that's Wanda's child. We don't know specifically yet, because the thing about it isn't Wiccan's powers like it's the color of the, because every witch has a different color to them or some sort of ability or whatever. They showed in the trailer, it was like blue. So like, well, it's not him. And I'm like, are you sure? It could be Agatha's son, but they would need to explain that a little bit. I don't know. It may be weird if it's. I don't know. I don't think I want it to be Agatha's. I said Agatha's son. I think I want them to introduce. I kind of want it to be the Reed and Sue Storm. I want that to be it because the Fantastic Four is just about to come out. And like, what if it's something to where he's looking for something in this reality that has something to do with that? You know how they like to put things together. So I'm like, I wonder if that's going to be it. And he's in here to get something to change something in time through the witches. And then it applies into the Fantastic. It would make so much sense, but it would be such a wild way to go. It'd be a cool way to go, but it'd be a wild, like, whoa, okay, y'all went there to then drive the point. Because technically he's delved into like witchcraft or whatever. So it's like, oh, okay, it wouldn't be a stretch that he's here in this moment, right? Since Wanda killed Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic in the Doctor Strange sequel. Cameron, good point. That would make sense. Ooh, that would be very interesting. I'd be okay with Wiccan too. I kind of want the Reed Richards. I kind of want that, but we'll see. I don't know. The song that they sang, for to get to the riches, the Witch's Road was so good. That was a great moment. I got to give them props for that. The whole singing bit and everybody's in their different tones, the harmonizing. I loved all of it. So I don't know where the series is going to go. I feel like we'll see Aubrey again very soon because she's the villain right now. But I love the coven that's set up. I love the actors that they have in place here for what's to come. I think we've got a good series ahead of us, and the chemistry is killing it right now. Nobody seems like a flop. Every time they introduce someone, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Keep it up. When Sashir said Patty was pitchy, I died. Oh, it was good to go. I'm here for it. It's Wiccan. It's Wiccan from the future. Is that did you just spoil something? No, I'm just kidding. If it's Wiccan, I will be less impressed. But if it's the Fantastic Four-way, I think that will gag me. But we'll see. If it's Wiccan, it would make sense. But I'd be like, we saw that. We saw that coming. It was Agatha all along. Yes, Agatha's trying to get her powers restored. She's got to walk the Witch's Road, and she needs her coven to do so, and the game is on. So the first 2 episodes are on Disney Plus. I would highly suggest checking it out. It's an interesting series. Very well acted, too. And it's funny. I like it. Woo! All right. That's it for me, everybody. I appreciate you so much for tuning in today and being a part of this conversation. We talked about a lot. Did I forget anything? Let me double check because I wrote a lot down on my list. We talked about music during the Katy Perry and Ice Spice moment, high key, low key. We did the NAOMII and La moment. We did Agatha All Along. We did Chimp Crazy. We even talked about the Challenge 40. Those were some suggestions from y'all. Some of you brought up some topics. We talked about those too. We did it. Yay. Now I sing our song. We did it. It has to end because I need to go pick up Mateo's package. Is the post office still open? I might have to go get it in the morning. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it there if I walk. Mateo, I have to pick it up in the morning, Sweet Pea. I'm sorry. Yeah, they gone. Yes, they gone. Either Sunday or Monday, Liam. It'll probably be here Monday. I'll go check on it Monday. That's so funny. I was like, shit. I said 90 minutes, and that was a lie. Before we leave, Maddie, what do you think of Robert Downey Jr.? I hate it. Hate it. Thank you. I forgot about this. Yes, Sade. That was a part of my topics. Damn, fuck that up. I wrote it down in my notes, but I didn't put it a part of the main thing. But I am happy that Sade is coming back with new music. I'm so happy Sade is coming back with new music, and I think it's going to be a beautiful song. I'm very nervous to hear it. It's dedicated to her trans son. Our mother is an ally. I live and I breathe, and I love it. But like, y'all know I'm a huge Sade fan. Huge Sade fan. If she ever goes back in concert again, if I kid you not, if Beyonce goes in concert for Cowboy Carter, the same time Sade goes on in concert again, and I have to pick between the two, as much as I love Beyonce, and y'all know I haven't missed one concert since B-Day. I'm gonna pick Sade. I'm going to go to that show. I'm going to sob. I'm going to sing. I'm going to cry. I'm going to lose my grip. Love her. I grew up with Sade. I still listen to Sade. I take a shower with Sade. I take a bath with Sade. If I'm on vacation, I'm listening to some Sade. Paradise, baby, go to the beach, put some headphones on, and listen to Paradise. You have arrived. Ooh, ooh, feels right. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, please. I feel right from the start. I'll give you the world if it was mine. Flowing right to my heart. Ooh, ooh, feels like. Come on. No. Is it a crime? Do-do-do. Boom. Is it a crime that I still love you? And I want you to want. I'm sorry, that's I want you. And I want you to want me too. Come on, take me there. Ow! You gave me the kiss that's life. Kiss alive. You got the voice like that. You can't just be like, gave me a kiss like, no, it's, you gave me that. You got to do your voice. You got to raise it. That's Sade's. Like that, not tone, but you know what I mean. Yeah, very that. You gave me the sweetest taboo. You're so good to me. Oh yeah, Jezebel. Oh. Have you heard Pearls? Woo! Pearls is heavy. You gotta listen to Pearls sometime. That song will take you there. Pearls is heavy. Heavy. I did like Moon in the Sky. I did like it's something I forget. Is it Baby's Father? I forget that. Yeah, Baby Father was a great song too. Yeah, there's a lot of good songs from her. Moon in the Sky. Yeah. Oh yeah, Sade is great. I wish we could get a lot of the Gen Z girls and the even younger babies to understand the importance of that kind of music and what it was for the time and how it's still universal throughout. Like you'll be in an elevator and hear the song. You'll be in a mall. You'll be somewhere and hear some Sade. And Sade is about the calm. Yeah, Sade is not about none of that. Sade is about just listening to music, a soft voice, and just beautiful instrumentals, and like just hearing the words and feeling. She's all about feelings when it comes to music. I love it. Okay, last thing I'm gonna talk about, gym game, like you, tips and motivation. Do I have any props I can show of my working out? That would be a great referential point. Let me get my, hold on, just a second. Y'all look adorable. Where is my resistance band? I just rearranged my apartment, y'all, because I was doing some feng shui. And I can't find my main workout tool. I was just going to show you what it looked like so y'all would know Okay, anywho. All right, let me sit down. All right. So remember when I cut bread and I cut rice and I cut pasta out of my diet for like at least 3 months prior to me going to Miami? Okay. You need to take something out. If you love rice and bread and pasta, then that means one got to go. I would prefer two, to be real with you. You need to make a decision. Then, when you do make that decision on what you want to keep, cut that in half. You shouldn't be eating that all week. No shade. It's true. If you don't have a high metabolism, especially, bread, starch, sugar is your worst enemy. Okay. So for me, I have a high metabolism, but my metabolism was slowing until I did what I did with my diet. Now my metabolism's up here again. So I got to pack on the protein, right? So chill out on the starches, on the sugar. Juice is not your best friend, and the sugar-free is an option, but there is aspartame in that, and that actually will cause digestive issues and stomach pains. So if you're drinking too much or you're eating too many sugar-free items, check the ingredients. You're more than likely putting in a whole bunch of that chemical into your body. It can cause gastrointestinal issues. FYI, I've been really on my shit lately. Potatoes are great. Fries are not. If you're going to have fries, not all day, not every day. Maybe like twice in the week if you feel like it, or if you're feeling like froggy, you want to go get some fast food, get you some. Opt for a small fry. Don't get the large fry. If you're going to focus on something to eat, focus on the actual, like the sandwich or the meat or whatever you're trying to get to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to focus on that part of it versus like the side stuff, because normally it's the side stuff that gets you. All tea. For me, doing 2.5 miles every other day is important. If I'm not able to go walking at the park, I do go to my gym at my apartment complex here, and I do it on the treadmill. You also can buy treadmills too. There's one that I really, really want. I should have put it on my list, but I was like, that's too much money. But it's like the inbound one where it's just the track and you just walk on it. Walking is your best friend. Walking is your best friend. This is for the people that want to lose weight. If you're trying to gain weight, pack on that protein. I would rather bring a bigger, swoller dude over here to tell you how to pack on that weight. For me, I can tell you how to lose it and to cut up. Because right now I'm in the cutting phase of my body before I like stack on some more protein. I am stacking on some protein to get my chest up and my arms bigger, but it's about cutting right now. So back to this. Because my fridge only has water in it, and there's like one sugar-free juice, and that's it. Everything else that's in there is like chicken. Beef isn't good if you're trying to lose weight, high key. But it's chicken, it's turkey meat, like lots of ground turkey. And I have mixed veggies. I have like a lot of green stuff. There are some salads that I have in there. It is very much about moderation. The thing about it is once you start eating smaller and you start to like train yourself that way, you're not going to be as hungry anymore. And I'm not as hungry all the time. Like I'm 5'10". Yeah, I'm 5'10". I don't eat as much as I used to. And I'm glad to say this. I can say this. I used to have my moments of like eating on a binge where I would eat a lot of food. And like that could be because I had the munchies, because and all that kind of stuff, or it'd be because I'm sad or I just don't have anything to do and I'm bored, so I'm just eating a lot of food. I don't do that anymore. And if I find myself being like hungry, popcorn. Light popcorn, the no butter one, the 94% fat-free popcorn. I love me some popcorn. Fucks the teeth now, but I got floss. And you just find snacks that are not going to take you out. Now, I'm not saying to completely cut sugar out of your diet, because that can actually fuck your shit up too, but you need to regulate what kind of sugars you're putting into your body, and you have to mind your daily intake on what you're taking in. And also, if you're not going to be working out that day, don't be putting that much sugar in your body, because it can't burn as fast when someone who is working out regularly, who's keeping their metabolism up, to then process all that, right? If you're like, Matt, I don't want gyms, it's too much, do yourself a favor. Go to Five Below. Do you know the store Five Below? If you have a Five Below, there's a yoga mat there for $4. There's a resistance band there for $3. That's $8 you just spent on yourself in your fitness journey. That resistance band you've seen me with, 5 below. The yoga pad I have, 5 below. YouTube, everything. Or like, you don't have to do those fitness apps. No, baby. There are YouTubers who have dedicated workout routines for you. There's a yoga lady I like to look at when I'm doing my stretches, because stretches are really important for your body, especially when you're getting up there. There's other workout routines too. Like if you don't have weights and you want to just do physical push-ups or things around the house, or people that have actual routines you can do with your chair, your wall, your closet, whatever. And then there's the resistance band one that I do. So I do resistance band training, put my arms like this, and I have a heavy resistance band. So because I have the heavy resistance band, it's not as much flack that's happening here. And I'm getting more power and more strength in what I'm doing. So my cuts are harder, my arms are bigger, and it goes a little bit more for that. You know what I'm saying? So you work with what you can, but I would start with that. Get you some resistance bands. If you don't want to have weights, it's too heavy, you need a safe space in your place, and it's too much there. Those resistance bands are good. Also get you one of those rollers for your abs. I don't have one. Everyone that I know that has one swears by it though, as a quick way to really get your ab game going fast. I currently do the sit-ups that I have. I do sit-ups, but the sit-up, hold on, let me explain this. Okay. All right, so here we go. This is just, I'm only here, right? So this is my abs right now, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one's not as defined. I still got a little fat right here, right? This is just a little fat that's happening right here. Now up here is a different story. Like this is a little bit different. That's happening right here. But right here, I still got to work on, right? So when you're doing your abs and you're doing this motion, when you're doing your crunches and all that kind of stuff, when you're doing your crunches from the ground and you're doing this, it works your upper abs, not your lower one. I learned that from my friend Gerald. Thank you, Gerald. So what you have to do is you need to do the flutter kicks. You need to do the lift ups with your legs when you're doing your lower ab routines. I wish I had the video to give you a link to. This one guy I follow who I bookmarked his videos. He does a lot of lower ab routines. It will change the game. So if you got that tummy fat and you're like, well, this part's fine, but it's still plumping over here. Oh, no, baby. You got to get the lower shit too. There's also planking, which is another good way to get your abs, where you do it on your sides, you do it on your fronts and all that. So here's the thing. That was one of my takeaways that was stopping me from getting the body where I have now, that I'm striving to get further along the line, right? The ab stuff was like, no, this is too much. This is what I started with Mateo. I did sets to do 100. I do 25, pause, 30-second break, 25, pause, 30-second break, and so on until I did 100. I did that for a couple of weeks to where I wanted to keep going. And I'm like, okay, I can do 30, 40, 50 now, and this and so forth. And so now currently I do 200 sit-ups in the evening, and I do 100 leg lifts or any lower ab workout. Like I'll do crisscross, I'll do the flutters, all of that. So the 200, I do 50, pause 30 seconds, 50, pause 30 seconds, 50, pause 30 seconds, 50, done. Break, 2-minute break, get my water, stretch, stretch, stretch. I am now onto the next body part. Now I'm going to do my sets of push-ups, which I'm going to do 100, 25 a pop. Boom, we set, we done. Give yourself some leeway. You don't have to do 2 billion immediately. There are people who can do that right now. If you can't do that, set yourself up for success, not failure, and get your sets games going. But you can't just do 25 and be like, I'm good. If you need to start that way, perfect. You can't do 1 push-up. Let's start with 4. Let's do 1, a break, 1, a break, 1, a break. Okay, let's try 2, a break. Build up, build up, build up, build up, build up, build up your routine. That is what I would suggest. That's what I would suggest. So you want abs, you got to work for them. Because even mine, like, shout out to my friends. They gave me that affirmation. Like, Matt, we saw the picture, bro. Your abs are like coming together. Bitch, there is a mosquito that is fucking my shit up. There's a mosquito in here just playing tag with my legs. My God. Okay. But like, yeah, they gave me that affirmation, but it's like, I did also have to like stop for a second, like doing this thing of, you know what, I'm tired today. I'm just not going to do it. There are moments where if I am bored, I will get on the floor and just start it up. And I would suggest that to be your thing. If you're like, I'm bored right now and I want to do something, and it's, yeah, you can play a game, but you can actually play that a little bit later. And if you, well, I can do that, but I can still do that later. And you're like, well, I'm not doing nothing. Lay this out right now. That's me currently. I wake up and I work out, and then before I go to sleep, I work out. But you got to start it. That's the thing. It's easy to start. It's hard to continue. But once you get the rhythm, you're in. And so now I like working out, and it's awesome. So yes. Yeah. And if you're at a restaurant, if you're going to have an alcoholic beverage, then don't order juice as your secondary drink. Get water. Ask for a lemon. Lemon, oh yeah, squeezing lemon into your water is great for digestion, by the way. It's that acidity, yeah. If you can handle that, it actually is really good for digestion. I also suggest drinking room temperature water. It is also better for digestion than ice water. And if you're one of those people trying to lose weight, digestion is going to be your best friend. It will be your best friend. Oh, and stretch before and after you work out. Do your stretches. And I'm not talking about like 30 seconds, baby. I mean like a good 5-minute run of arms, legs, core, back, the full bit. Because especially for my 30 up people, we can throw shit out. I sometimes get a pinched nerve in my back sometimes too now. So like you can't bullshit that. So definitely stretch before and after you work out. You're not supposed to end your workout and be like, okay, I'm done. No, you stretch out the muscles again. Get that body worked up and you should be good to go. You'll be less sore too when you do that. Okay. All right. I got to go. Thank you for that question. Thank you for all of the topics here today. And thank you for listening to the topics I brought. I will be back Saturday for Global All-Stars. This Sunday, there should be a panel. I believe so. And then a break on Monday. And then Tuesday, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. Yeah. Okay. I was like, watch me break something. It's my birthday. So yeah, I'll be celebrating with y'all. And then I'll be taking a break on Wednesday and then coming back Thursday for a video. And then we have so much other things to cover too. I really want to take some days off, but I don't know. I don't know. I need not with currently with how my channel's doing right now. I can't afford it. But yes, appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you want to drop it to be poo in my jar, is paypal.me/MattyRants, cash up MattyRants, MattyRants. My birthday is on Tuesday. Also, make sure you watch all these shows. Make sure that you follow along with some of these topics and see what's happening, because we will be doing a rant report again, and we may have to update some information. But yes, make sure you send hate to nobody that we talked about today. Make sure you give yourself a little bit more grace and love, as I need to do myself. And I shall see you for the next one. I'll see you Saturday for Global All-Stars. Listen.